Good morning and thank you for joining us. As always, you're welcome to the best breakfast on television. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. I am Nanatifuo Boateng. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. The sun is out and bright and we're excited, of course, not because we despise the rains, but we shiver when the rains come and our communities get flooded. But we give thanks to God Almighty for the hope that we have in our ability to overcome these circumstances, only if we put our minds to this. Now, this morning, I'm asking what it will take to solve our sanitation problem. At what cost? And at the cost of how many lives? How many people should we lose before we set up and deal with the sanitation, which of course is a human-inflicted problem? I don't think without humans there will be any litter anywhere, especially regarding plastic waste. The trees will fall, but they will die off. The leaves will fall, they will die off. But the plastic waste, it is you and I who dump them, who dispose of indiscriminately, leading to the silting and the clogging of our drains that results in the floods when it rains. So at what cost? And at whose peril? What is our funding mechanism for proper waste management in this country? If we say we are decentralizing waste management, are we empowering the local assemblies enough to tackle waste management within their localities? The heads of the various local authorities or local assemblies, are we committing the necessary resources to dealing with the issue of sanitation? And of course, we'll ask again, do we have the capacity at the local level to deal with the issue of sanitation? And therefore, there is the need for us to sit and agree that private participation is important in waste management. We cannot turn a blind eye and pretend not to know or pretend to have the capacity when we do not have it. The reality is in the waste that gathers at the market. It's in the waste that chokes our gutters. The reality is in the flooding that comes as a result of choked drains and silted gutters. So if we do not have the capacity, then I think we should look at expanding the scope and of course instituting a proper funding mechanism for waste management in this country. If it will take an authority to be set up purposely and specifically to deal with waste management in the country, then so be it. Why not? Okay? If we're taking, and over the years we keep playing this game with sanitation. At one time, it's part of the local government ministry. At one time, it's taken away. Sometimes it's with water works, works and housing. Let's have a proper plan. Let's have a proper plan to deal with sanitation in this country. Because in this day and age, it's a bit nauseating to come and sit on television in the morning to discuss waste, when we could have dealt with it once and for all. In the absence of a proper funding mechanism, let's institute one. If we do not have the capacity, when we say we are decentralizing waste management, if we lack the capacity at the local level, let's look at ways of bringing private persons in to handle the waste management situation in the country. And again, I am saying that if we take an authority, say a sanitation authority, to deal with waste management in this country, so be it. But let us all agree that we cannot continue like this as a people. To wake up to heaps of rubbish, to wake up to Ghanaians dumping waste in gutters because in their own wisdom, the rains will come and wash it away. We cannot continue like this. The amount of waste generated in this country, ask yourself where it goes. How many legal dump sites do we have? Go to Kumasi now, the OT landfill site. The machine or the equipment there is broken down. And so the tricycle operators who carry the waste collectors, have gathered there at the entrance with no hope in sight, no respite for them. So yesterday they protested. Come to Accra, go on the Malam stretch. You will see them packed as if they are in a convoy going for a wedding. And that is a health risk. Let us sit holistically, come up with strategies, devise ways and measures to deal with sanitation in this country. It will be to our good, and generations unborn will be grateful to all of us for dealing with this man-made problem, this self-inflicted challenge, once and for all. Peace and shalom. All right, let's remind you that the City Business Festival is ongoing. We're in the month of June, and so from the 1st to the 30th, we're bringing you activities aimed at shaping and helping you make the right financial decisions, the right business decisions, all in a bid to help you scale up your business, to grow your business from that local SME to a global giant that can compete on the international market. All right, so join us for the City Business Festival. The on-air series is every weekday, 9 a.m. on 97.3 City FM and 11 a.m. on Channel 1 television. Today, in our on-air series, we are looking at investments made simple. Treasury bills, bonds, stocks, and funds. Investments made simple. Treasury bills, bonds, stocks, and funds. So if you have some money sitting idle, you're not sure where to put it, tune in to 97.3 City FM at 9 a.m. or stay with us here on Channel 1 television, because at 11 a.m. we'll bring you our on-air series on investments made simple, treasury bills, bonds, stocks, and funds. Our resource person is Samuel Freitas. He's a senior dealer, Global Financial Markets, Absa Bank Ghana Limited. A senior dealer in Global Financial Markets at Absa Bank Ghana Limited. So tune in at 9 a.m. on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. right here on Channel 1 television for the on-air series of the City Business Festival on investments made simple, treasury bills, bonds, stocks, and funds, with Samuel Freitas, a senior dealer in Global Financial Markets at Absa Bank Ghana. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 television in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa, MTN, Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Petra Trust. I want to say thank you to Absa Bank, thank you to MTN, thank you to Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, and thank you to Petra Trust for being part of the City Business Festival 2026. Now also on Channel 1 television, we have World Cup Central. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is upon us. It's been played in Canada, Mexico, US of A. Canada has dealt us a heavy blow by denying Thomas Partey the visa. We know that the players have entered Canada. They're heading towards Toronto. And they will be playing tomorrow against Panama. Promises to be an exciting game. Hopefully we come at tops and we're able to prove our worth against Panama. But if you want all the details of the World Cup since its inception, this is the show for you. World Cup Central right here on Channel 1 television with Gabby Ofer, your host, and of course all the panelists or the guests that he will be assembling with the knowledge and insight regarding football, even at the world stage, because some of them have been there, have lived it, and know the ins and outs of navigating a World Cup. So tune in every Friday at 3 p.m. right here on Channel 1 television for World Cup Central as we bring you all the details regarding the various FIFA World Cups that we've had, and of course some insights into the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, as we said, the World Cup is ongoing, and It's been amazing so far. Some interesting results that we've picked up. Iran with all their wahala, played out a 2-2 draw against New Zealand. Quite an interesting game it was. And then, for me, the star performance yesterday was Cape Verde against the Giants, the Spaniards, the Spanish. Wow. To know that they went into the game with no World Cup experience, held their own, held Spain to a goalless draw. Not just any draw, goalless draw. Clean sheet for their goalkeeper who understand is quite matured in age. But absolutely fantastic performance from Cape Verde against Spain. Not too much of attacking, but of course, the defensive excellence that they displayed, and of course, the grit that they showed yesterday to hold their own against Spain, absolutely fantastic. And if you ask me, that was the game of the night for me yesterday, the Spain-Cape Verde game. But of course, Jay Minta is here, and so let's pick his thoughts, his insights regarding the various matches that were played yesterday. Quite a number of drawn games yesterday.
Yes. All 4 games ended in a draw. All 4 games. So New Zealand, Iran ended 1-1. Egypt, Belgium ended 1-1. Cape Verde, Spain ended goalless. And then we had Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and Uruguay also ending in a draw. A 1-1 draw.
Wow.
And so, yes, yesterday all the games ended in draws. And so we had a situation where pretty much it was level pegging. And I must say, I was surprised.
The results level pegging, but if you look at the individual teams, not so level.
Not so level.
Equal.
Not so level because there were high-ranked nations against low-ranked nations. Case in point, Spain taking on Cape Verde.
Absolutely brilliant game.
I mean, look, it was very frustrating to watch if you're a Spanish fan, a fan of Spain. But if you were a neutral or you were rooting for Cape Verde, the underdog, you would definitely enjoy that game. And it was very frustrating for the Spanish team. They just could not break down the Cape Verde team. And the few chances that they had, speculative shots, not too many clear-cut chances. They had one good opportunity late in the second half. Mikel Oyarzabal, he attempted a shot off Lamine Yamal cross, and then the defender just put his body on the line and deflected the ball for a corner kick. And so, it was a defensive masterpiece.
I think what was evident in that game is the spirit and heart with which Cape Verde played.
Yes. And on top of that, discipline. Discipline. We've seen several instances where teams that defend the way they did end up losing games because they lose their discipline.
Exactly.
Especially in defense. So they go commit a silly foul or they go commit a situation where they end up getting booked. A yellow red card comes in, then they lose their shape. And because they are playing with a man down. But in this case, Cape Verde, they did it differently. They did it very differently. They were very resolute. They were very disciplined. And the way they handled their business, you come in and you could tell that they were quite comfortable handling the Spanish. It's not like a situation where they were super desperate. They could tell that they were in control and they were confident in their ability to defend in such situations. And so, very well played to them. Very, very good results for Cape Verde. For Africa, because it was quite a slow start, having South Africa lose to Mexico. Then you came in and you had Cape Verde getting a draw.
But Cote d'Ivoire won.
Cote d'Ivoire won. Before even Cote d'Ivoire, yes, there was the Tunisia issue where they ended up losing by 5-1 to Sweden.
I wanted to ask you about that. So they sacked their coach?
Yeah, they sacked their coach. Sabri Lamouchi, they sacked their coach. Tunisia, they sacked their coach.
After the first game in the World Cup?
I mean, it was building up.
Right.
It was building
up. So the friendly before that?
The friendly before that, they lost 5-0 to Belgium.
Oh, either he's a coach of fives.
Yeah.
He likes conceding 5 goals.
They lost by 5-0 to Belgium in the lead up to the World Cup in a friendly game. And then their opening game, they conceded 5 goals, lost by 5 goals to 1 to Sweden. And he was lamenting about the mistakes that they made, the individual errors that led to goals. Sometimes it's difficult, but the thing is, it's just that there was just a negative air around the team. And I mean, once it comes to that point, the coach is the one that takes the fall. Yeah. And so, he had to go. He had to go. Maybe his departure might spark a turnaround in fortune, like what we witnessed at the 2023 AFCON when Cote d'Ivoire let their coach go midway through the tournament. Then you had MS Faye come in and lead Cote d'Ivoire to win the title. And so, yes, Tunisia outside their coach first.
But it doesn't always work, right?
Oh, no,
I think Nigeria has had a similar situation before.
Yeah, that situation is just a once in a blue thing.
It's a fluke.
It's a fluke thing, So that's why the Cote d'Ivoire win in 2023 AFCON, it was a miracle, more or less a miracle. But Africa had a slow start, but things look to be picking up. Egypt drew with Belgium. Cote d'Ivoire, as he said, beat Ecuador. Yesterday we had Cape Verde drawing with Spain. So Egypt drawing with Belgium. So things are looking good. The surprise aside the Cape Verde Spain draw was Iran and New Zealand. I expected Iran to win that game. I really expected Iran to win that game. But New Zealand also pulled off quite a good result in there. I mean, I'll rank them third in terms of the shock results now because number 1, Cape Verde, number 2, Qatar, Switzerland also getting a draw. And another draw, that's Iran and New Zealand. And so yesterday, all 4 games ended in a draw. And Spain I mean, they are looking at a situation where they might just end up exiting the tournament because as crazy as it sounds, after winning the 2010 World Cup, they've won just 3 games at the World Cup.
Really?
Yes. After winning the 2010 World Cup, Spain have won.
2010 what? We've played how many? 6 more?
They played 2014, 2018, 2022.
So that's 3 World Cups after 2010.
After
they've won just 3 games.
They've won just 3 games.
In all 3 World Cups after they won in 2010.
They've won just 3 games.
Crazy stats.
I wish our producers could get the image on the screen. They've drawn games, they've lost games, including that infamous was it 5-1 loss to Netherlands at the 2014 World Cup, where Van Persie scored that brilliant header.
Robbie Van Persie. Of Arsenal fame. You need to chip that in.
And Man U fame
of
too.
Arsenal fame.
So that was a big result in there for Cape Verde. But look, if Spain are good enough, I mean, if they have that 2010 spirit, then they should be able to recover. Because in 2010, their first game, they lost to Switzerland. That's what a lot of people forget. Their first game, they lost to Switzerland. Then they recovered and were able to
come back to
qualify, and then they went on to win the tournament.
You think the 2 lads, they've recovered. They're out of injury, all right. But I think the coach was trying to take it easy on them and not start them. And I'm referring to Lamine Yamal
and Nico
Williams. You think if they had started, it would have made any difference?
Would it have made any difference?
I mean, if you consider the overall performance of the team and how they played the match, you think they starting the game would have made any difference?
Yes. But not directly, maybe indirectly. Probably indirectly, because as soon as Lamine Yamal came off the bench, you could see he getting double teamed the whole time he touched the ball.
So he takes away from the defense.
Exactly. And so once you have a situation like that, what that means is that constantly, if he has started, what that means is that he would have constantly stretched the defense.
Exactly.
And that would have
opened up some gaps.
Yeah, that would have opened some gaps. And the thing is, he is doing it on one side. Nico Williams is doing it on the opposite side. I mean, how many of those sequences can you defend for how long?
Exactly.
And so, I'm pretty sure they would have been able to create or make an impact, but not directly, in the sense that they would have been able to wear out the defense from the start of the game, and that would have had an effect later on in the game, because by the time they came in, Cape Verde was so confident. Cape Verde were so resolute. They had so much belief in their system, and I honestly believe if Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams had started that game, they wouldn't have been able to build up to that level of confidence for them to defend the way they did. In that particular game. And so for me, they would have made an impact.
What do you make of the Cape Verde keeper?
Vozinha. Oh yeah, I mean he was good. He was good, and in the sense, he didn't make too many like world-class saves, but the thing is the composure that he showed. How many times have we seen goalkeepers just be in perfect position to save a ball, but because
oh, why are you laughing?
I didn't but because they are not composed,
I didn't mean to do that.
But because they are not composed, they end up fumbling it. Because they are not composed, they end up fumbling it. We see it all the time. And Spain had a couple of shots in there where it was down to the composure of Vozinha that prevented the goal.
I think at one point he made some double save. And it was really good.
And so it was just about the composure, and I'll commend him for that. I mean, he's 40 years old.
Exactly.
You expect, goalkeepers age slower than outfield players, but I mean, even at 40, you suspect that his reflexes are quite low, but he ended up being able to deliver some good stops, and he contributed well to the team. And so let me fetch that particular stat for you. So
the Spanish one.
So after the 2010 World Cup, 2014 World Cup, they lost 5-1 to Netherlands. They lost 2-0 to Chile. And then they beat Australia by 3-0. Then 2018 World Cup. So that's one win. So let's keep track. So 2014 World Cup. 2018 World Cup, they drew with Portugal 3-3. Remember that Cristiano Ronaldo hat trick? Yes. And David De Gea spilled the ball and they ended up in the back of the net. So they drew 3-3. They beat Iran 1-0.
So 2 wins.
So it's up. Okay. So it's up. So they beat Iran 2018. So they beat Iran 1-0. Then they drew with Morocco. So that's 2 wins. So that's 2 wins.
From 2014. 2018.
Yes.
So 2 wins.
So 2 wins. Then 2018 they drew with Russia.
And lost on penalties.
Yes, and lost on penalties. So 2022 World Cup, they beat Costa Rica by 7-0.
That was a thrashing.
Yes, they beat Costa Rica by 7-0. And then they drew with Germany. And then they lost to Japan. And so how many wins do you have there? 3. And then they lost to Japan. 2022 World Cup, they drew with Morocco.
Lost on penalties.
And on top of that, yesterday, they ended up drawing against Cape Verde. And so in that sense, it is so clear that Spain, since the 2010 World Cup, since winning the 2010 World Cup, they've won only 3 games. They won just 3 games. How
many matches?
At the World Cup.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
3 out of 12.
So it sounds mind-blowing and shocking, but it's true. Spain.
That's the Spanish reality.
Yes. Since winning the 2010 World Cup, Spain have won just 3 games at the World Cup.
Wow.
Since winning the 2010 the World Cup itself, they've won just 3 games at the World Cup.
It's as surprising as disappointing as it is.
I realized it and I was so shocked. So I had to double check. Like, am I making a mistake? Am I?
You need to double check.
I checked. I checked and checked. And it turned out to be true. They've won just 3
since winning the cup in 2010.
Since winning the cup in 2010, and so
give us some quick updates on the Black Stars.
Oh yeah. They arrived in Canada yesterday. They were received by a large contingent of Ghanaian supporters, Ghanaian fans. As you can see,
this is where Toronto.
Yes,
Toronto. As if you say Toronto, you're a local boy, so it's Toronto.
Oh, me, I'm a local guy. Toronto. I mean, our Rob is small. Toronto. I won't say Toronto.
Toronto.
So they arrived and they were received well by the Ghanaian contingent out there. And yeah, it was a good sight to have all this kind of support for the Black Stars. Yeah, there was some Jamal, obviously. It's always there. I mean, omnipresent Jamal to welcome the boys. And yeah, yesterday also happened to be Iñaki Williams' birthday.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, it was quite a celebratory mood in camp. And yeah, just preparing for that particular big game against Panama, which ideally wouldn't be the biggest game out there, but because of all the hoopla about Thomas Partey and the issues connected to his visa denial, and so all of these things.
I guess some Panama big shots could miss the game.
Oh yeah. One of their star players, Carrasquilla, he plays in the Mexican League.
Okay.
He plays in the Mexican League. I believe it's for Pumas. Okay. And so, he sustained an injury just before the squad was announced, and so that could be more or less a bit of an advantage. Or no, I wouldn't say advantage. Even the field, because we're also losing
Thomas Partey.
Yes, so I think it will be even the field a little bit for the Black Stars. But yeah, fingers crossed to see how things will work out in that particular game. But like I said, I don't expect to see Thomas Partey play that game. Yesterday, the Minister of Foreign Affairs gave us a bit of a breakdown, bit of an update that they were engaged in diplomatic talks with Canada to see if they could more or less place a waiver and overturn the decision to deny him a visa. But yeah, we should be looking.
It doesn't look good.
We should be looking beyond. So let's go into
the battle without Thomas Partey.
Yeah. For me, we should go without Thomas Partey. And I think we have enough quality to be able to make it happen. I mean, it's against Panama. It's not like it's against England.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Panama, but like it's not as if we are going into the England game without Thomas Partey.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's against Panama. So if Thomas Partey isn't around,
even the England game, I'm not too sure because I don't know. I fear there will be a lot of boos and
that one. Yes. He's an experienced lad. He's experienced a lot of boos and various stadiums. So I don't think that will affect him. That's the least of my concern.
He should be able to survive.
No, they won't shake hands with him. Yeah. Those ones, I mean, it's just mind games.
Imagine he punishes them by scoring.
Yeah, I mean, those ones are the least of my concerns. I'm talking about I'm looking at the performance and how Ghana can play up to the standards against the likes of England, against the likes of Croatia. But without Thomas Partey against Panama, I think we should have enough quality to be able to be okay.
We'll go out there and then we'll make the nation proud. But please save us the headache of becoming mathematicians again. I don't remember the last time. Charlie, I finished school how many years ago?
And there will be a lot of maths involved because aside the top two that qualify automatically, the best third place teams would also be stacked together. And to figure out who would be able to qualify.
Let's just win our games and move on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, later tonight there's France versus Senegal.
Yes, the big one.
Yeah, at 7 p.m. There's Austria versus Jordan.
Somebody wanted to describe it some way I'm not too comfortable with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's France versus Senegal at 7.
The slave master versus the slave.
Oh, wow. No, I would say the colonial masters. It's a bit some way. It's a bit some way. So I'll say the former colonial masters. Against their former colony. That's France taking on Senegal.
We'll have more of the African players in the French team.
Austria taking on Jordan. And then we have the defending champions, Argentina taking on Algeria.
All right. Thank you so much. Jay Winter from the Sports Desk bringing us the World Cup conversations right here on Breakfast Daily. Please don't go away. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205 973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank. The Northern Business Fair 2026. Your market, your connections, your growth.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. From hundreds of entries, only 10 emerged as the 2026 Channel One Community Legends.
You're 14 years. You're among
my name is Daisy Mina Entry. 32.
Someone who is from Western North. Sefi Adofwa.
We have it that wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 legends, 10 inspiring journeys, one platform. From struggle to success, from purpose to impact. Hear their remarkable stories.
in a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation.
Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. and be inspired by the people changing lives in their communities. Only on Channel One TV. Channel One Community Legends. Real people, real impact, real inspiration.
Transformation begins long before it's seen. It starts in the mind. What thoughts are shaping your life? Join us on Lifeline as we uncover the power of renewing your mind through God's Word and breaking free from limiting beliefs.
This is Lifeline, where psychology supports theology to let you understand what you go through, to restore your hope, and also help you overcome life's challenge. We are talking about a very interesting subject, how my life will change when I'm able to renew my mind. Throughout scriptures, God talks about the fact that everything begins as a thought. In Romans chapter 12 and 2, the Bible says, "Do not conform to the standards of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Keep your joy, keep your praise. Apostle Paul in prison writes to the Philippians. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 4, he says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again I say, rejoice."
A renewed mind can lead to a transformed life. Lifeline airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt, only on Channel One TV.
Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One Television. It's time for the news review segment. We pick out topical issues dominating the media space. We invite the right guests. We put relevant questions to them and they bring their submissions, their perspectives to the various issues. We're always excited to extend an invitation to you as well to join us with your thoughts, your comments and contributions. You can do so via our WhatsApp number on your screens. Send us a text. We'll do our best to read them live on the show. Alternatively, join us on YouTube or on Facebook, Channel One TV, where we're streaming live. Drop your comments there, but please don't forget to like, to follow, to subscribe, and to share. Engage our post on Instagram as well as on X. And then we have some exclusive video content for you on TikTok. So please follow us there as well. Let me say good morning to Lamtiga Panga. He's the acting deputy CEO of the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Council, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Always good to see you.
Thank you. Good to
Looking
see you.
sharp as always.
Trying.
Charlie.
When you are copying the best, you have to be the best.
You need to sort your voice out too. Hey, show us the way now.
Off air, I'll show you the way.
Very well, very well. Or you say it's a Namdam style.
Oh, yeah. It's a Namdam star. It's a Namdam
quality
star.
from the north.
Oh, you see that one?
Yeah, man.
Made in Namdam.
Very well. Let's get straight into our issues this morning. So the investigations commissioned by the president into the big push contracts and allegations of sole sourcing and all that. The report was presented yesterday, and of course, a high-level presidential investigation into the award of contracts under the Big Push Infrastructure Initiative. The committee found that the Roads and Highways Ministry did nothing wrong. They met all the procurement expectations that they were supposed to meet. However, there were some sweeping reforms that the president has accepted.
Yes.
So the question is, going forward, how do we ensure, or how do we sanitize our procurements to, one, save save the public purse, and of course prevent some of these back and forth that would occasionally come up regarding public contracts?
Very well. Thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners. We have to look at it from the perspective of what led to these investigations, so that we can understand that there was a premise upon which the president commissioned the investigations. Now, it was the fourth estate that alleged some procurement breaches, and for that reason called in question perhaps some corruption or some underhand dealing or something else that was needed some investigations to establish the truth. And so based on that, the president felt that it was important we don't sweep such allegations under the carpet, but we should go into it. And following from there, the president commissioned these investigations. Now, for me, I've always held that the sole sourcing is not illegal per our procurement laws.
True.
There are conditions under which we can consider it, and some call it even alternative sourcing and not necessarily sole sourcing. And so, if you observe carefully, the report says that there were over 1,441 contracts. And some of them went through competitive tender, but a few others under the Big Push were given this sole sourcing option.
About 4.58% of those.
Yes, which is a bit insignificant looking at the entire contract that were given over the period. And the explanation to that is that there were some ongoing contracts that needed to be completed.
Right.
And they were at a position, I mean, you know how the Amasa mine in Sawam Road had been, as at last year, it was muddy, it was terrible for anyone traveling to Kumasi, trucks were falling off, the residents were complaining, I mean, everybody was just uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And we've seen the significant impact of what has happened over the period. And so similar projects that needed urgent attention couldn't have taken the ministry, given the ministry the opportunity to go through competitive tendering, open of bid, accepting of tender, and then going through all the processes before award of contracts.
Questions have been raised regarding the urgency. People ask that, what is so urgent about awarding a road contract?
It is urgent. If you live in a community where access to your workplace or access to your home or access from where you live to another place or even farms, and you actually understand the impact of the Kumasi-Accra highway. I mean, it connects the entire south of Ghana to the north and beyond. You understand? And for trade, for commerce, for everything, it is so significant. And even now, as we speak, if you know the trouble that people go through on the Kumasi Highway, it's terrible. I mean, I tried traveling on it about a couple of weeks ago, and I spent close to about 7 hours on the road. Yeah. And so it is extremely urgent, particularly when we know that there are even some roads that are leading to farm gates.
True.
And that we need to be able to get the produce into the market center and then to feed industry and to feed our homes. It becomes very urgent. But of course, we should also appreciate that sometimes this sole sourcing can open us up for possibility of abuse and all that. Yeah. And so the president having called for reform is welcoming. And I mean, the president has shown over time great leadership, and we need to applaud him. I mean, unlike what we've seen in the past where things are cleared, investigations are done, and then you have the clearing house that just simply clears it and say, oh, he finds no fault with it, or we don't even hear about it at all. This is a president who commissioned an investigation into his own minister's work, obtained the report, and made the report also public.
But these investigations are also clearing them anyway.
How does it clear them? Mind you, that the onus actually lies on Fourth Estate, who made the allegations that there were some procurement breaches. So they owe that responsibility to prove the alleged breaches. And if they are unable to prove the alleged breach, unless they say that the committee did not invite them, the committee did not take their input. If they are able to establish that
I'm sure the committee did,
I don't think that there will be any committee that is
investigating an allegation does not invite to,
of course, it won't be possible. And don't forget that even the allegations were part of a report that the Fourth Estate published out today. And so the report formed part of the basis. And I'm sure the committee would have invited them over to provide details of the alleged breaches. And at the end of the day, and you see, we must distinguish between breaches and then using of the sole sourcing method as the option for procurement. It is legal.
Yes.
It is recognized under the Procurement Act. Do you understand? There's nothing wrong with it unless you fail to meet the conditions under which that method of procurement can be used. And so that should be clearly taken out of the context when you're talking about procurement breaches, where perhaps could lead to some corrupt conduct or some loss of funds to the state or failure to undertake proper due diligence. Do you understand? And so we have to make a clear distinction between that and then where perhaps you are saying that there is an abuse. Because under normal circumstance, the sole sourcing option should be the what you may call the real circumstance. What should not be the norm. But if it turns out that there are more contracts now being awarded through sole sourcing, then it will call for questioning, because then we all think that there's some sense of abuse or a thing of the past.
Very well.
But that cannot be the case.
On the bit of urgency, should the urgency not be towards, if you like, streamlining the procurement process itself so that it is expedited instead of falling on the single sourcing to award urgent contracts?
No, the urgency will be dependent on the circumstance. If you are presented with a circumstance where a bridge, like in this rainy season that we are in, a bridge has broken down, at what stage are you going to say that let's convert the urgency into a situation where we can apply the norm and open tender and have a competitive tender? That would be difficult. Do you understand? So every circumstance must be looked at based on the surrounding circumstance and what exactly is the issue at stake. If we have a fallen bridge or part of a road is washed off, or there is some need to finish up a road to help people, commuters, to be able to travel easily, it becomes very urgent. All right. But you understand that the Accra-Kumasi Expressway is not an urgent project. So that is one of the projects that may go through competitive tender.
Right.
If we are told later on that project has been given out on the sole sourcing, perhaps we would have to ask questions to find out what exactly would inform a project like this that is properly planned, anticipated, designed, and everything should go through a sole sourcing, because even though it is urgent, it is not pressing. You understand? I mean, Kumasi, the current Kumasi-Accra highway is urgent because of the current situation we are going through. And so if you are going to take all your time to open competitive tender and allow people to bid, it may take about 6 months or more before the contractor will move to site. By which time, the harm that is causing will be so devastating.
In the events as you've described, with say a collapsed bridge that has cut off some communities, so urgent. We need to, we can't do sole sourcing to address that. How do we go about that? We have a pool of contractors from which we handpick, or do we fall on the previous contractor who worked on that bridge?
It would depend. I mean, the assessment of the disaster or the situation would determine. I mean, if it's a failure of engineering or poor contract delivery, then obviously it will not make sense to bring back the same contractor who failed to deliver per the standard. I mean, we saw in some news items where part of Sandema was practically cut off because of heavy rains. Now, in that circumstance, I mean, the road to Sandema has been constructed long ago. And so if there's a need to do some repairs or give a contract for that road to be fixed, you may want to consider whether the contractor who already has prior knowledge of the area, who already will not need to mobilize materials and equipment from Accra or from Kumasi back to Sandema, is already on site and can undertake the job, will be given the opportunity. But of course, so every situation will be looked at depending on the situation that is at hand. And of course, the technicians and the persons at road and highways, and then the highway authority, Ministry of Roads and all that, will go into it. They will look at the contractor who is capable of delivering within the time space and to solve the urgent problem. Yes.
For political watchers, they hold politicians to the highest level of scrutiny regarding standards and principles.
Yes.
President Mahama, then candidate Mahama, said when voted for, he will at least bring a law to stop sole sourcing. Now that he's in power, he's accepting reforms around sole sourcing.
Well, an amendment process takes time. First of all, you must appreciate that an amendment process takes time. And you should also appreciate that the entire sole sourcing is not unlawful.
True.
I repeat again, it's not unlawful. And there may be some times that we will need to resort to sole sourcing as a means of procurement because of pressing situations. And so it may not be completely a good decision to abolish sole sourcing, but we may need to introduce more tighter conditions so that we don't resort to sole sourcing as the only or the first option, but we should consider that as one of the situations when we have urgent needs. And so the promise President Mahama made earlier on, I think is a very good promise he made. The challenge we have now is to see how practical we can now implement it. And don't forget that based on this report, he has called for reforms.
Yes.
Reforms may include amendments. Reforms may include certain conditions that would help to strengthen the procurement process and then reduce the abuse of sole sourcing.
Right. We'll go into the reforms, but let's get a little bit of education on restricted tendering and sole sourcing. Are you able to help us with the differences between the two?
Well, yes. We have situations where you have generally about 3 types of procurement processes, where you have the competitive tender, where it is open to people, everybody, generally to every contractor within that space to bid. And then you have the restricted tendering process, where limited contractors or limited vendors are approached and they deliver in their proposals or their tender documents to consider whether or not they can undertake a particular project. And that one would depend on the circumstance. So we have classes of contractors.
Right.
I mean, I know for sure that there are some class A and class B and
A1,
all that,
B1,
B1 and all that. So there are classes. I don't think that if you intend to have a project like the Accra Kumasi Express Highway, we would open it for all manner of contractors.
The wheelbarrow contractors.
There will be some limitations.
Right.
Those are some of the circumstances under which restrictive tendering processes will be applied. Likewise, now the difference between the restricted tendering process and sole sourcing is that in the case of sole sourcing, a particular contractor is found, he's given the job, he undertakes the job. It is not open to 2 or 3 or more contractors. It's limited to that particular contractor. And the conditions are such that we may not be able to find a supplier of that product anywhere. There's only one major producer or manufacturer or supplier of that product.
Right.
Or that particular contractor is the only one who can deliver that unique service or job. And so it is limited to him.
Design, the specifications. Right.
All right. That's it. Unlike situations where it is restricted, it's restricted to a number of contractors within a spectrum, and those contractors can bid and the job will be given out to them.
Right.
Yes.
So let's move into the reforms. Now there's a value for money office established by an act of parliament. And so one of the reforms is that contracts above a certain threshold should be subjected to the value for money office. Walk us through this and how it will help, if you like, sanitize the system.
You know, one of the biggest challenge we have had with contracts is that when contracts are awarded and later the job is done or delivered, we notice that the amount of money paid and the value of work undertaken sometimes do not reflect. And we get to complain that, no, it appears we have been shortchanged. And so it becomes very important that we now have to put in a layer where this value for money office is created. And the essence of this is to ensure that, you know, we don't also want to create a bottleneck where every single contract or job must go to this particular office for a review, so that there's a threshold beyond which we would have to take to that office. And that office will now sit back and look at the quotation. What is the going price on the market? What is the price from alternative suppliers? So that if we are awarding a contract for the supply, for instance, of hospital equipment, we are checking to see, or even ambulances, we are checking to see what is the quotation from other suppliers, how competitive is your price, and what is the quality. Don't forget that price alone is not the only determinant. Quality is also equally important. The source of manufacture is also important. And so all that will be put together, and that is what the office is supposed to do. And this is one of the reforms that will help to reduce the issue of procurement abuse, and then we as a country tend to lose, because a road is done and in less than 3 years or 5 years there are potholes or the road is broken down and we have to go back and do it all over again.
But isn't this supposed to be the work of the procurement authority?
In a way, yes, but there's a distinction here. The procurement authority usually would not be involved in the quality control process, but they would be in part of the selection process to ensure that the procurement of that particular contract or project meets the requirements, basic requirements. But this is an enhanced procurement process that would help to re-emphasize or reinforce the work of the procurement authority.
In the award of the contract, the procurement authority is supposed to do its own due diligence to ensure that all boxes are ticked before the contract is awarded.
Yes, but for what is wrong with having plenty meat in the soup? If we can have measures that would enforce the benefit of the full benefit of a contract to Ghanaians, then there's nothing really wrong with it. We may want to say that, okay, we have identified a weakness with the procurement process, and that is why we are introducing this value for money office, so that we can provide further layer of reinforcement, further layer of checks to ensure that whatever project is given out would receive the endorsement of that office, to ensure that we as Ghanaians will get the full benefit of the contract, and the chances of us losing out because we did not do proper due diligence will not be lost on us.
But couldn't we have upgraded the procurement authority to do same instead of setting up a new office?
It is possible that we could have perhaps granted the procurement office some further authority, some further assignment to that. But you know, when you have structural weakness in an organization, you don't go back adding more to it, because you identify structural weakness with the organization, and so you will need to create a second layer that will provide further reinforcement to what that organization
I'm asking these questions so that in the near future we don't come back to, if you like, it might be a stretch, but if you like, the fate the OSP is suffering today?
Oh no, but you see, I think that we have it may not be a good comparison to make. I mean, the Office of the Special Prosecutor is a welcome initiative. It provides a further layer onto what the Attorney General and other investigative bodies does. But the challenge we have is that fundamentally, prosecutions has been the sole authority of the Attorney General as established by the Constitution, Article 88. And so if you are giving any other office the power to prosecute without recourse to Article 88, any amendment to Article 88 to take part of that power away, and it is at the behest of the Attorney General, then these issues will arise. But this is clearly different from the situation of the Procurement Authority and the, office, the value for office money office.
Right,
yes, office.
Right. Still on the reforms and of course going through the value for money office, and it says a prescribed threshold.
Yes.
And for a contract that's meets or goes above a prescribed threshold,
yes,
I don't see any agency in there.
Why do you say so?
If there's a prescribed threshold, then we know contract, at least we have an idea of contracts that will go or meet this prescribed threshold.
Yes.
So of course the process can be followed. There shouldn't be any agency in going into a single source or a sole source contract.
Yeah, that is why there is a threshold. So once a threshold is established, I mean, as we speak now, a threshold has not been established.
Right.
But when the technocrats and the committee sit back and now look at the implementation of the reform, they would advise government on what is a likely threshold.
Right.
I mean, there are thresholds of contracts that sometimes the DCEs can award.
True.
When you go to some institutions, there are thresholds of contracts that even the heads of institution can award. Beyond certain thresholds, you have to refer to the entity tender committee to review it, which acts more or less like a mini tender committee of like the PPA. And so the issue of the threshold will be defined when the committee finally sits and makes specific recommendations to government on what. And we know we have to be careful that we need to set a threshold, because if you are not careful, it means every single procurement process or procurement item will have to go through this process. And sometimes the delay, I mean the bureaucracy and all that. And
those are some of the things I'm asking that we deal with.
You see, the bureaucracy has its usefulness and sometimes can have its back end, because the pain of it is that sometimes it causes delay.
Right.
You understand? But in some situations too, it is an efficient process to ensure that things are done well.
Right.
And so it is important that we don't see bureaucracy completely as a demon, but we should also appreciate that the bureaucracy in itself is a check on the public service, on the public public procurement delivery.
Right.
But then there's a need to have a threshold so that we don't take every single item through that process. Otherwise, in some situations, I mean, see in a situation where the rainstorm takes off a roof of a local classroom in a local community, where you will need about 6 or 10 packs of roofing sheets to repair the damage, and now you are going to go through this process. Where would the school children sit in that period? Imagine if it's during BEC or some period of the academic year.
Right.
And so they would have that. Don't forget that there are also rules governing this issue of thresholds. Some people tend to break the thresholds into 3, so that in order to beat the system, we call it breaking the bulk.
Breaking the bulk, yeah.
Now, breaking the bulk has been identified as one of the means to go behind thresholds, and it is not acceptable.
Right. Right.
So going forward, you would find any attempt to break bulk will be rejected. Yes.
So contracts above a certain threshold, value for money office.
Yes.
Now high value contracts should get cabinet approval. That's the second reform recommendation in the report.
And I think that's a very welcoming reform. That's a very welcoming reform, because then there will be a greater layer of scrutiny at cabinet that would ensure that whatever project, you don't forget that at cabinet, we have other experts sitting in cabinet with the president and his team, and so they will be able to provide all the necessary questioning and scrutiny before it proceeds on to the value for office, value for money office, and the procurement authority to do their check. So I think it's a welcoming reform.
On the campaign promise, at least one of the recommendations in this report is that, and of course, the ones that have been accepted by the president, is a direction or the directive to the Attorney General and the Ministry of Finance, if you like, to fast-track legislation restricting single-source procurement to genuinely exceptional circumstances. But who determines the genuineness of that circumstance?
You know, as far as we would have the application of discretion, all right, at some point, there would be the possibility of abuse. But the good part is that because there's going to be federal legislation that would help to strengthen the definition of genuineness of urgency or the call for an immediate need, that would further give further thresholds and barriers. And these barriers would help whoever is supposed to make that determination to be guarded by those barriers. It will limit the issue of abuse and perhaps indiscretion in the selection process or the award of contracts through sole sourcing.
And then, of course, making public these single source contracts.
Yes.
Publishing same so that everyone is aware of it.
Yes. So if you observe carefully, the reforms as recommended by the committee is providing further strengthening of our procurement process, including transparency. I mean, Fourth Estate came out with this publication that has given an indication that some investigations have gone on. But imagine if the ministry had published all these contracts already, you and I would have known that A, B, C, D contracts have been awarded through a sole sourcing procurement method. And so if the recommendations include publication of sole source awarded contracts, then it's a welcoming reform. I think it enhances transparency. Transparency is one key area of fighting corruption and preventing abuse. And so I think it's a welcome initiative. And the president is clearly showing that he's really interested in fighting corruption and making procurement better in the country.
Very well. Council, let's welcome Doc, the Honorable Dixon Adumaku Kisi, former Member of Parliament, Anyasotu. Doc, it's good to see you.
Thank you. Same here.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a committee instituted by the president to investigate the award of single source contracts under the Big Push initiative made public its findings. Felix Kwakye Ofosu made the announcement, and there was no wrongdoing found on the part of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. General thoughts on this? But why do you open your arms like that?
Well,
you expected it.
No. The thing is, I'm even surprised he commissioned even. Because this is literally a sit down in cabinet, an arranged process without recourse to the processes that are established within all ministries in terms of procurement or, as it is, contracting. These are companies that were handpicked by in some cases, I dare say, even the president.
Which you cannot prove.
So I said, I dare say.
Well,
I dare say. So I think that it was really much to do about nothing.
Really?
And a circus. And the findings should not be surprising to anybody. I mean, when
allegations were made, and it's important that these allegations are investigated.
Listen, sole sourcing, first of all, comes with its challenges, and it also literally gives the appointing or authorizing authority the opportunity to handpick whoever he deems fit. There were categories that are well known and established in terms of contracting, especially with roads. Those categories, as we know, I mean, we're here when we had companies with just one person, companies without equipment, companies without all the things that are considered before you are given some classes of roads. We all of these things were boycotted or botched. That's the appropriate word.
The allegations were dismissed in the report.
Well, you dismiss it because at the end of the day, I will just want to tell you that, listen, it begs the question, okay, when some of these companies do not have a track record of even doing 2 miles of a road, how then do they get a muscle? How does it happen that some of these companies who are not known in any jurisdiction in this country suddenly get whopping amounts of monies to then go subcontract others? I mean, this is a no-no. And let me just be a bit clear here that soon, based on these practices, another government would come and the quote-unquote presidency will say that these are the only companies we're going to deal with through sole sourcing.
Really?
And that'll be it.
Is that possible?
I mean,
when we have laws,
the laws were forgotten because of quote-unquote the angle they came at, big push. And let me...
But there were classifications.
Let me be...
Some contracts were ongoing. Some were classified as urgent.
So let me be a bit difficult this morning, in the sense that I must do something that I shouldn't.
Which is what?
I wasn't comfortable with how we even also pushed our Agenda 111s under our administration, because we literally presidentialized it, okay, and then the things that Ministry of Health was known to be doing were all, as it is, forgotten about. And then we've had some challenges, I must admit, with Agenda 111s because of how we presidentialized it. Another government has come and they've presidentialized roads. And it makes the jury on that very different. The metrics that were used, very different. And my key point here,
you are being fair to
my key point here,
fair to the facts.
Council, you should be supporting what I'm saying. Council.
No, you're not being fair to the facts.
In the sense that you know very well that some of the companies that are listed, they've not done even potholes in this country. Not potholes.
One such company, Growth 82 Global, was in there, and the allegation against them was dismissed. Apparently, they hold an A1B1 certificate.
As for the certificate, once you are given the contract, you work backwards.
No, you don't work backwards. No, you don't work backwards.
Some of these companies work backwards.
You see, if you throw these things out,
some of these, let's help
each other. I understand that we are politicians, and to some extent, sometimes we need to do the bidding of our party and all that.
I'm not here to do a bidding of our party.
But when you
these are the realities.
You try equalizing big push to Agenda 111, which is completely different. I mean, Agenda 111, you are saying that it was presidentialized. I don't even understand what that means.
What is big push?
Please. Big push is a government agenda that is being undertaken through the sector ministry responsible for roads. Unlike what you have said here on TV, the Agenda 111 was presidentialized and then the Ministry of Health was sidelined. Please. You are saying that
literally
the Ministry of
is presidentialized.
Was sidelined and the presidency more or less undertook
the Agenda 111.
Go to the Ministry of Roads right now.
But the big push, unlike big push,
the procurement
it is going through the sector minister, and we have all seen the sector minister down on the roads.
He didn't use Ministry of Roads procurement process.
But these contracts were awarded by the Roads Ministry. For which reason is the Roads Ministry that was investigated and not the presidency.
Oh, when I say presidentialized, what I mean is that these single source processes. I mean, listen, if you don't have the executive's authority, you cannot do single sourcing at that level, at that quantum. For Minister of Finance to
you are just speculating.
Oh no. Listen. For Ministry of Finance to agree to sole sourcing without the cabinet, come on, it's impossible. You should know this.
You know that some of these contracts were even awarded by their government.
That's why I said that there were classifications. Some were ongoing contracts.
Let me offer this. For instance, the Eastern Road, the river at Tamasaman, okay, was truly done by the MPP, but through cabinet, they added it to the big push. True or false? It wasn't a road minister's own decision. And this you have to accept.
Big push is not the road minister's own decision. Big
so
push is
if I say it's
a government agenda. Take your time.
What is government? Presidential, executive. What is
you're trying to hang that tag on it.
You are just trying to find a way to isolate the ministry from the presidency and make your own analysis. But listen, understand this.
Everything
at cabinet, the president presides over meetings.
Everything. Big push.
And prior to even coming into office, Big Push was one of our main selling proposition that when we come into office, we would put certain projects under the Big Push to be able to push the agenda faster.
Who approves it? Cabinet?
Of course, it will go to cabinet.
And who presides cabinet?
To go to
the president.
Yes, and who come on, but
who implements?
Who implements? Not the ministry.
As for the implementation, is a small part of it, but the decision, the agreement, which of the roads should be added, is a cabinet decision, and you know that it's not a minister of roads decision. You know this.
And the minister of roads doesn't have a hand in it.
Oh,
he's part of the decision making.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
He's a cabinet minister.
Pardon me, that's why I said it's a cabinet decision. Hence, my quoted it as a presidential decision. Anything that is approved in cabinet that backstops on who? Is the president.
He takes responsibility for it, but whether or not it's his push.
He's the chairman of cabinet, please. And this is known to everybody.
So are you saying that at cabinet the president becomes a dictator? He just tells you do this and you go out. No, come on, this is decision
I said
making process.
I didn't say he, and once it is done, and mind you,
so there's collective responsibility.
The road minister cannot on his own say, okay, I agree, and without the president's approval. You know this. So council, let's not belittle that.
But the roads minister is the one managing the sector. He will take the problem to the president.
Listen, how do you investigate cabinet and win?
No. I'm even struggling to understand what point my brother is driving at.
No. My point is that
I'm struggling to understand.
This committee that was set up to check on the work that cabinet had done
that the Ministry of Roads and Highways had done.
Work that cabinet had done
cabinet does not award contracts. The
in this case,
roads have been accused of procurement breaches by the fourth estate, and certain allegations were made. Based on that, the president commissioned a committee
to investigate.
But the committee is not a committee of cabinet. It's not a committee of the road ministry. It's a committee set up separately to investigate. And they come out with their report.
So
what point are you driving?
Let me look at the beauty of some of the things they said. Over 90% of the roads were awarded competitively. I beg to differ.
You have different statistics.
I beg to differ. I mean, listen, the ministry itself came out, and even when they were revising, they increased the number of sole source, contracts. They increased it, and
from the figure put out in the
initially, yes. And when the numerics came out, and ministry was struggling, and they were pulling things off their website. These things came out, and it became very clear. And as of even today, let me be very frank with you, the public details of the contract is smoky. It's smoky because of the amount involved, and minister has been even struggling himself to really account in totality. And now he's saying that if some of the people he knew, even the minister himself, a few weeks ago, when he went round, he was not happy with the work that had been put out by some of these contractors, to the extent that he said that if he had his way, if not for the contract they themselves gave out, he would have changed them. This is the minister.
No.
This is on TV.
If you understand what he said clearly, some of them have taken mobilization.
Right. Give me interpretation.
To move onto the
and were they there?
Site and start work, and they've not moved to site. And the minister said, if not for the mobilization that has been given out, he would. And if at the end of the day,
mobilization is I mean, it's part of it.
Yes, but at the end of the day, he cancelled some contracts and re-awarded them to other persons. So what are you talking about?
Through what means? Competitive bidding? I'm trying to, ascertain. Was it through competitive?
Are you here to make a point or to ask questions?
So let me say this, that I'm deeply concerned that this practice is not correct, and I think council should appreciate the fact that I believe that if we are to strengthen institutions, and if that is our goal in this country, so that road ministry will be on its own to be able to make these decisions and things are done properly without quote unquote big push. Soon there'll be big push 0.20, and that will be padded with all kinds of things, reneging on all the basics of contracting, and this is what we are going into as a country. And council has to appreciate the fact that if we keep doing this, then we are not strengthening institutions. Okay, the known bidding processes within the ministry must function, and it shouldn't be that. Listen, the mere idea of doing a big push means that you do not have trust in the processes at the ministry. That's what you're saying. So you are coming up with something better and bigger. But my argument is that we need to be.
What kind of spin are you putting on big push? I mean, if you have a problem with comprehending the whole project, then I can understand you. But what kind of spin is this? That we are trying to sideline or create something separate from the big push? Is clearly being undertaken and carried out by the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
But Doc, you would agree that there's a presidential special initiative. So if the president wanted to presidentialize, as you say,
he would have
done so through the presidential special initiative.
You know, the big push, one of its positives, which has been touted, is to cut out the red taping within the ministry, true or false?
But there's nothing wrong with that. Bureaucracy. I mean, we just finished having a discussion where we appreciate that bureaucracy
has its pros and cons.
We may want to find a way to reduce the bureaucracy.
I even thought that you know, the way I graciously gave him 1 hour to talk alone, you know, with my coming, he would allow me to even espouse more of the things I want to espouse. Because I'm not misleading. These are the way some of the public think, and I'm touted it here.
No. It's your
am I also not the public?
Let's allow him, and then sometime.
So listen. In concluding on this matter, you know, when the minister started. And I would only cite one road I frequent, the Amasaman Pokwasi road. I was very excited, and the big push in reality on the ground for me, I'm not seeing it. In Sawam, sorry, the Cape Coast Road, as we speak right now, if I tell you the number of complaints I am hearing in terms of the delay, the traffic, and the fact that they are not working overnight, you know, like. When I heard big push, you know, I thought that things will run faster, better, bigger. But I must admit, it seems like a PR work that has been done.
Really?
They started off vigorously.
Construction of major roads.
They started off vigorous, and then now it's like, I don't know whether the funding is not coming or the big push has been miniaturized.
But Doc, you'd agree that it's not an overnight something.
And what just as I was promised 24 hours, literally, I'm not seeing the 24 hours on the roadside. I am not. And I mean, listen, this is my reality. When I had big push for the roads, I thought some of these major roads should have been, you know, literally done quicker.
Completed?
I said quicker. I didn't say completed.
Right.
But it's work ongoing.
Not at the pace.
Okay, you would expect.
Not at the pace that we were promised. In terms of
was there a pace promised?
What's the essence of labeling it big push?
So that is the pace.
Big push, as in the magnitude of work.
What it meant
was
not
the speed of work.
You were going to input more funds. You are going to finish in a record time.
What of capture more roads to be fixed?
As it stands, there were major roads that Ghanaians had expectation. And you know, if you are adding more roads in terms of mileage, or let me use the Ghanaian one, kilometers, fair enough. But the ones that are very obvious to us, you know, the Cape Coast Road, the Eastern Region, you know, entry, which is from Amasaman to Nsawam. As it stands now, and I think some reporters have captured this week in terms of how when it rains, and it's raining every day now, it's really terrible. You know, pedestrians are struggling to cross. You know, drivers are also struggling, and the frequency with which some of them are going to the auto mechanic shop, too much. So, Mr. President, listen, I as a Ghanaian was hopeful that the big push will really, you know, as it is, improve or expedite or make it expedient. But, you know, his 5 or 6 visitations were welcoming to some of these sites. But after that, we've gone back into a non-big push attitude. And for me, that makes it a scandal. I mean, I feel scandalized. Okay, and I would hope that maybe the tussle between Finance Ministry and Road Ministry can be reduced.
Is there a tussle?
Is there a tussle?
What I mean is that, you know, as we sit here, Road Minister
is
making
there
demands.
A tussle?
Let me use this word. He's making demands for funds for the big push. It's not happening.
The Roads Ministry.
Oh, what's that?
Same Roads Minister who has been announcing how much has been paid contractors.
No. So he doesn't need more money?
No, of course he needs more money, but there are scheduled payments.
You are creating the impression as though he's demanding money, the money is not coming, and he has complained that there's no money released.
Have we spoken to contractors? From a rearview mirror assessment, contractors work once there's funds. And the slowing now means that they are not getting their funds. Unless you're telling me that the government has paid these contractors on the Amasaman and Sawam Road, like up to the T, per all the invoices or POs they've submitted. Is that what he's telling me? Please, let's be mindful of the fact that there are real challenges. Even ECG is supposed to be moving some of the major electrical things. They need money to do that. I don't go into some of the challenges.
Where have they not moved? Okay,
you've not seen major high tension poles on those roads. You've not seen them.
Please conclude.
They cannot be there when the road is completed.
Right.
I am sure that the contractor is pushing also ECG to move those cables, and it hasn't been done. So that they can
complete their work.
And to move just one high tension per
cost
is a huge cost.
Very.
It's a huge cost. I mean, admit these things. Talk for the contractors. The contractors are guardians.
Now you're telling me what to say.
No, he has to talk for the contractors.
Are you done?
They are guardians.
The contractors have not contracted him to speak for them.
Oh, well, then me too is the same thing.
But the pro bono extends to contractors.
But we plow the road. We use the road.
See, I have struggled very well to appreciate what point my brother is making, so that at least I can even rebut. But it's so difficult. He has misunderstood the entire big push agenda.
How do I?
And he's talking about pace.
So tell me the big push agenda.
And talking about pace as if there was a particular timeline for a particular project that has been given, and he's not been able to establish any particular one that says that, oh, this was supposed to be completed in 24 months and we are 23 months, and the pace of work shows that clearly it cannot be done. That is completely different. I mean, we sat here when we took over in January last year. We know the state of the Amasaman road, that he claims that he's been on that road very frequently. And in less than a year, we've seen how much work has been put in there and what is showing there. You need to be on the road. In fact,
have you driven it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. About 80% of the road is asphalted. In fact, the major part of the road that is yet to be completed is mainly the Amasaman station area. And if you observe carefully, there is an overhead being constructed. And that overhead is delaying because they have to go into the communities and link that road onto the Ashalaja road. And that is the only area that you will find that there are potholes and the asphalt has not been done. The other aspects have been opened. The only
where they sell the bread up to where the police
exactly, that's Amasaman police station area. And let me tell you something. The only challenge I have is that most part of the road that has been asphalted, I'm wondering why the contractor hasn't opened it to the public. I'm wondering why it hasn't opened it to the public. But these are not matters that a lay person can understand. I mean, the contractor and the persons who are technically vexed may understand why perhaps the contractor is taking.
Have you seen electrical
poles? When you talk about electrical poles, These things were done about 2 years or a year ago when they moved all high tension poles and realigned them. If you find a particular, don't just use your layman's eyes to see a high tension pole somewhere to conclude that high tension pole.
Some are right in the middle.
Of course, and in the course of construction, if there's a need for any correction or something to be done, will be done.
Right after
but let's move away from all this
Amasaman
discussion.
Police station.
Tufo, did they not have 8 years to rule this country?
They did.
How many roads did they contract? You should tell us, how many roads did they construct? How many roads? You even had the audacity to declare a year of roads in this country. And you can't just point to me in this station this morning, 5 major roads that you did during your 8-year period.
Oh, I think you'd be very unfair to
you point out to me five major roads. Five major roads.
Let me say on air
yes.
that leading up to Volta region.
Which road?
If I'm not mistaken,
which road?
It's one of the troublesome things that we had a discussion that we said, hey, you've gone
I ask you a very simple question to list 5 and you are giving narratives. No. You tell me. You declared a year of roads in this country. And then you told the whole country that by the end of the year we'll see major transformation in our road sector. Point to this, us and our listeners, 5 major roads that MPP and Nana Akufo-Addo completed. 5, just 5.
In fact, I traveled from Tamale through Yendi further up. Those roads were done.
So that's one. Go ahead.
I'm just
even without admitting, but you go ahead. Okay. That's why never again.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, even the opening of this from Amasaman Pokwasi, we did interchange. We did it. I mean, literally. No. Even you forget the interchange.
You initiated and finished.
Oh, listen, I said even forget the interchange. Okay. This concept of multiple.
That is not your project. And that wasn't under your government. This is a project that you forgot it.
No. I'm not talking about the
from Ofankor to Pokwasi.
I'm not talking about that too. Beyond that, the same road we are talking about today.
But you didn't finish it. I'm saying completed 5 completed projects, road projects under your 8 years.
In fact,
you are struggling.
I'm sure you've been
you are struggling. Takrady where?
Do not completed.
Takrady where?
The overpass. Please.
Don't bring this Power Grant runabout. Is that what you're talking about?
Not complete.
See, let me tell you something. Don't even go there. The people of Takrady voted against you and you lost seat in Takrady because of that road.
I
asked you for 5 roads that you initiated and completed, and you are mentioning the ones that you didn't complete.
It will be unfortunate for me, but we did more than 10.
And you can't mention 5.
And I know.
You even can't mention 2 at the moment.
I know that.
You see, I want us to move away.
In Pakadan,
that's a railway.
That's a railway.
No. Wait. Let me just pull it up.
You are now going to Google and seek.
No. I'm pulling it up. Relax.
And seek help from your third parties.
But the key thing is that
before he made his point, I asked a question he couldn't answer. I want to make this clear. You see, we are humble and enough to admit that there are challenges with road construction because every construction would cause inconvenience. Inconvenience because there are diversions, there are uncompleted roads. I have been on the Cape Coast Road. I've seen the progress of work being done there. I know the inconvenience that it's just causing. I have been on the Kubasi. Yes. But there's no way you can make omelette without breaking an egg. Whilst trying to complete the roads, we would definitely have some inconvenience caused to motorists. But I can assure you, by the close of the year and sometime next year, by this time when we have conversations again, we'll be assessing major roads that have been completed that you did not even attempt to start and you could not even finish them. With all the 8 years and all the money that you received.
President Akufo-Addo before leaving said he had completed 12,830 kilometers of roads.
It's easy to put numbers out.
Oh no, I mean this was
let me take a quick break. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the conversations. But we'd like to hear from you as well. So send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One Television. We'll be right back.
people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 98 Ghana cedis only on GoTV.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, Nesasu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Well, with these results, you can do medicine, law, everything.
But uncle, are you sure?
I am the Ministry of Education in this house.
You? Ministry of what education? My daughter, do nursing. It's your best chance with this result.
No, go business. Oh, please, what do you know? Can you even read?
Go become YouTuber like me.
Use Admissions Checker. Admissions Checker? Yes, Admissions Checker. Ghana's first university admissions hub. Just sign up at admissionschecker.com. Enter your WASSCE or NOFEC results. Choose your dream universities and programs and instantly find out exactly where you have the best chances of admission.
Wow, what if I want scholarship abroad?
Simple. Tap scholarships and find opportunities too.
Can it also find husband abroad?
Admissions Checker. There is a university and a course for everyone.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Grateful that you stayed on with us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV. We're having the news review segment. The conversation now is on the report of the investigative committee into the Big Push agenda. Allegations of single sourcing, some contractors not qualifying or not having the capacity for the contracts awarded to them, and the report dismissing these claims, these allegations, but of course making recommendations for some reforms which have been accepted by the president. There's a message from Blueprint, who writes from Esikado Ketan, and he says the NDC came to power on the back of a major campaign criticizing the NPP for awarding road projects on a sole source basis. So what has changed? Given that 90% of the Big Push projects have also been sole sourced. Well, the report has debunked that allegation. So I joined the Media Foundation for West Africa in calling on the government to publish the full details of all contracts if it has nothing to hide.
Sure.
Okay. Good morning, Anatifo. It is quite disappointing to hear your panel claim that the Amasaman Road project is 80% complete. From what many road users can see, that figure seems far from reality. In fact, even the Tamamoto expansion project appears to be making more visible progress. I'm not sure whether your representative in the studio regularly uses the Amasaman route, because anyone who travels that route frequently will find it difficult to agree with the 80% completion assessment. Thank you. All right, so that there's the entire project, okay, and then there's that portion from Amasaman to Nsamom. So, I mean, you can do your assessments based on where or which portion you're taking.
Yeah.
Yes, but obviously some work has progressed on that stretch. However, what we know is that even the contractor, the resident engineer, is actually asking for an extension of the completion time for completion because of some challenges, which some he attributes to compensations and all that.
Yeah, it's possible.
And of course, the relocation of some of the utilities within that enclave.
He says it's my mind. The relocation is my mind.
I actually admitted at the end that in the course of construction, there may be the need to do some adjustments in here and there. But I know that all the major lines have been relocated, both electricity and water. I mean, I apply that road quite frequently, so I know what it is.
Council, let's go into some legal matters. Akonta mining, and this they say it's legal gymnastics. Chairman to be his initial counsel and the appeal could be filed to withdraw as a lawyer for Chairman to me. The court rejected that based on an opposition filed by the AG. But we understand that he has changed his counsel. Is this a legal tactic employed to delay the ruling? Because we know date has been set July 3 for a ruling on the matter. Yes. I mean, if there's a new lawyer, of course, he cannot do his final, what do you call it?
Addresses.
Is it addresses based on another lawyer's processes?
Oh, well, you asked a question.
So, is it a tactic being employed to delay the ruling, or could it be just that the accused in this case is not satisfied with the work of his lawyer?
I find it difficult not to agree with you on the issue of delay or some intention,
the legal gymnastics,
some intention to delay the process because of what is happening or what has just happened. I mean, it is within the right of the former lawyer and the appeal could be to decide that he is not going to offer his service anymore to the client, or he doesn't want to be a lawyer anymore in the matter. As for the motion he filed in the court has dealt with it. We don't need to speak much about it. But indeed, and for the purpose of the public, in criminal matters, you don't need such motion to withdraw your services as a lawyer. It is only established in civil cases practice, and particularly at the High Court, where the Civil Procedure Act provides that a lawyer who is withdrawing his service must file a motion and serve it on his client, so the client will have notice that he is withdrawing his services. But in civil procedure, in criminal procedure, you can even actually walk up to court this morning and announce yourself as lawyer for an accused person. As far as the accused person sits in the court and does not raise his hand to say that you are not my lawyer, the court will accept you as a lawyer for the accused person, and you proceed to do your work. And so the entire process that and the appeal could be filed and the news I generated was much ado about nothing. It really has nothing to do. It has no leg, and I'm even surprised that Malene Senior appeal could be filed that, because he knows, and I know, and we all need to know that there's no such rule that requires him to file a motion and to display all the things he put in the affidavit and all that, and to draw everybody's attention. And for the weekend, it was a major discussion all over the place. It was highly unnecessary.
So then the AGs could have also ignored.
Oh, absolutely. The agency could have ignored, but it's also important, like I am doing now, to point out that this is not found in law. This has no premise in law. He thought that he was expanding the frontiers of the law by maybe introducing something new in the criminal procedure. Well, it's within his right to do so, but obviously the court has decided, let's proceed. So he has announced to the world that he's no more lawyer for Bone to Me, and now it is. We understand that our senior brother, what's his name, Atachia, has taken over the case as a lawyer. obviously, when there's a new lawyer in the matter, he may want to inform the court that he has just been engaged as a lawyer, so he needs time to study the file and do ABCD. But mind you, in legal practice, when you take up a file, you take up the assets and liabilities.
True.
You take your victim as you find him. You take everything that comes with the case, all the orders and directives that the court has given. You take it as it is. And if you understand carefully, at the stage where we have reached with the criminal procedure, both parties have closed their case. The prosecution, at the end of its case, closed its case. Lawyer and the appeal could be filed submission of no case. It was dismissed, which means that the court has established, the prosecution has established prima facie case against the accused person, which in the layman point means that you have established the major ingredient of the offense against the accused person. And at that stage, if the accused person fails to even open his defense, the court can go ahead to make a decision. So the defense is to afford you an opportunity that all these allegations have been established against you. Now it is for you to open your defense and convince me why I should. The key ingredient in any criminal procedure is to point out reasonable doubts, so that where there are doubts in the evidence of the prosecution, it may inure to the benefit of the accused person. The court has the benefit of that. And I'm careful not to speak so much about the merits of the matter so that I don't find myself in contempt of court. But just for the public education, we would make general comment about it. And so the introduction of Ataachian at this stage, there's only one duty that is left, perhaps one and one other more, is to file the written submissions, which is generally the argument of the lawyer from his perspective of the case, understanding what the facts are, what the evidence is, and what is the position of the law. So as lawyers, we are required to give our perspective. And even in filing a written submission, you don't do it from your perspective alone. You will take the other party's case, its claim, and then you will analyze that vis-a-vis what the law says, provide legal authorities, provide certain background, certain basis to inform the court. It is persuasive to persuade the court to agree with you that your position is more probable than that of the prosecution. The prosecution, on the other hand, will do similar. Now the judge will have the benefit of the two written submissions to me. But let me also state on record that written submission, in the absence of written submission, the court, having set a date for judgment, will proceed.
Okay.
It is not the case that if you fail to file the written submission, you would prevent the court from going ahead. The court will go ahead anyway.
But you can put in a request for more time since you just took over the case.
It's as
but it's at the discretion of the court.
The judge. But it's as though the judge had some anticipation of something like that could happen. If you observe carefully, in dismissing Apia Kubi's application for withdrawal of his service, the court also extended the period for filing of written submissions to I think 24th of June. So which clearly means that the court has offered extra time for whoever will take over the case. The challenge Ataachian may have is that he is going to rely strictly on the scripts, the proceedings of the court. He will not have the benefit of the audio and the visuals of the testimony of the parties in court to be able perhaps to make certain references. Don't forget that the court, in making its assessment of the case, also will look at the demeanor of the witnesses, the nature of the offense, how questions were asked and answered. He may not have the benefit of that opportunity. But nonetheless, as lawyers, when we inherit briefs, we rely on the proceedings and we are able to make a case. If he intends to do so, why not? He has the opportunity to do so. My only challenge I have just observed, perhaps, is that it appears 3rd July might fall on a holiday, but we are all waiting to see whether it will happen so, because 1st July is on a Wednesday or so, and that's a holiday. And for the new arrangements, it appears that
it will be shifted to the Friday,
but we don't. We'll wait to see what may happen. And so, generally, I think that Ataachian, no matter the role he will play, the gymnastics he will do, it's a bit late in the day to save the situation completely. One key role he may also play is that as lawyers, when your clients, and I'm not saying that he'll be convicted, I'm saying that in the unlikely event or even in the likely event that he is convicted, he will also be praying for mitigation and then trying to appeal to the judge in handing over sentence to be merciful to his clients. So this may be the two key roles that he would want to play
in the matter. At this stage, there will be nothing more that he can do to save the situation, particularly when the accused has announced the close of his case. Yes.
Doc, with how far this case has traveled, with judgment set for July 3, did you see this coming?
I didn't, but I beg to differ a little bit from what
would you ever agree with me?
He has said. Oh, I do in many instances. But my thing is that I see it as an opportunity for a new set of eyes to look at the case. And as it is, also come in with, a different narrative for the judge's consideration.
Yeah.
I think that one of the key things that Appiah Kubi had posited was that he felt that he had hit a snag and that the judge, quote unquote, seemed to have been, as it is, made his mind about, what the outcomes would be. And he didn't see how, the judge was probably listening to his argument. So the right thing to do in professional circumstance, if you feel that the task ahead is beyond you, or some elements of the task are not in sync with how you'd want it to go, the right thing is, since you have the prerogative is yours to, as it says, walk away or stay on course. And I think that if the lawyer deems it fit that, no, listen, in my conversations with the judge, I am having challenges, and it will be injurious to my client. If I walk away, you cannot then tell me that I shouldn't. Okay, and this could be the situation, and I think that it's actually.
Anybody has said you shouldn't walk away.
I think it is okay.
It's a procedure he chose to announce his walking away, and that has created.
Well, this is a high-profile case, and then he also, as a lawyer, has a reputation to protect.
Right.
It cannot be that, quote unquote, he was like literally. I mean, look at the headlines here. Court throws out and the Appiah Kubi, Wontumi is hired. I mean, this headline is very different from.
He didn't say Wontumi is hired. Atachia is hired.
Yeah, Wontumi hires Atachia.
Wontumi hires Atachia.
Yes.
Yes, but my point is that, did the court throw out Appiah Kubi?
Yes.
Once they rejected his motion.
The motion was dismissed. That is alien to the court, and that there's no premise, there's no legal basis for that motion.
No. What I mean is that he said he's leaving the case.
He didn't just say he's leaving the case. He filed a motion before the court to announce his withdrawal.
The withdrawal of his services.
Yes. But my point is that, was it initiated by him? It was the lawyer himself that said, I'm not handling the case anymore. Am I?
Oh, you're asking if it was initiated by Wontumi?
No, it was initiated by the lawyer.
The lawyer, yes.
So it's not the court that threw out the lawyer.
The lawyer.
So the court rejected his motion.
Yes. So I'm saying that for some of the nuances like this, if I take what this headline is saying, it is literally not in line with what has happened.
How?
Oh, listen, court throws out Andy Appiah Kubi.
Yes, that's your motion has been thrown. It's I think it says someone's discretion.
It's the way they chose to report on the matter, but
I think that
editorial discretion. Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying that him making all of us aware that he is walking away.
Did we all engage him as lawyer?
Oh, well, I mean, it's a high-profile case. People will be curious. This lawyer, what happened? Did he do something bad? Is that why? He used the opportunity to remedy his own reputation too. And I think that having another lawyer add his voice, add how he sees the case, would inure to the benefit of the client. And that is where I'm coming in. And just as when you go to the Supreme Court, the opinions of 6 judges either buttress or does not make a case for you is fantastic. And mind you, so this makes room, because especially when you say that Andy had closed the case, meaning that the person kibia about the case, and he has said it. So now this makes room for even a second party to also come and add by way of a written statement, which which you have added here.
But that would not necessarily reopen the case.
No. My point is that at least the judge, before making his pronouncement, would then have heard another opinion, which would either influence him to look per the law adduced by Atachia to either make some changes in his own final judgment.
With no malice aforethought and no prejudice to the court, you don't think this is coming in a bit too late?
As for judicial matters, there's never late. The day to the judgment, new evidence can change the whole thing.
No, there's no such thing like that.
Are you saying that should Atachia's argument
maybe the right
trigger
appeal later?
Well, it comes back to the point that even if so working up now for a later appeal is also
that is fine. We talk about appeal, then we are even assuming that someone is going to be convicted. So let's
exactly.
But my key point here is
no
that
prejudice to the court.
Additional opinion cannot be discredited.
No, not at all.
Or discounted.
That.
I think that it may. I mean, and if you don't have a judge who has closed his ears and eyes, the additional opinion may influence the kind of pronouncement.
Clearly, the judge. Let's be fair to the judge as well. The judge has given opportunity for them to file and has even extended the period for filing. And has clearly also stated that 3rd July is her date for judgment, but kindly go ahead and file. So whoever you engage as a lawyer should comply with the directive of the court. I think at this stage we can't even accuse the judge of having closed her mind to anything.
No, I'm not
saying
saying
that. The judge is open to receive all the addresses from the respective lawyers and then make a pronouncement on the matter.
And to end again, the additional opinion of another lawyer literally helps the client.
Very well.
So I think that
we have just a few minutes to go, but I need us to touch on this matter of the EC. 2 deputies are leaving. Bosman Asare resigning. What's his name?
Mr.
Tete retiring.
Yes.
So it looks like Madame Jimensa is standing on her own now. Quick thoughts on this. What is expected to happen? President appoints deputies.
I mean the exit of these persons from the EC clearly creates a vacuum, and these vacuums cannot be left unfilled. I mean,
just like defense ministry.
In the first instance of the other person, Mr. Tete, he has reached the retirement age.
Yes.
So it is fair for him. Statutorily, he has to bow out, and he's bowing out.
Or they'll do
I haven't.
Extension.
I haven't.
It's very common to the NDC.
Don't bring yourself.
No, I'm just saying.
Don't bring yourself before I remind you of
extension of contract.
Of the extensions.
Don't bring yourself. You even extended Nanado's stay in government and caused us a lot of harm. You stay there.
He finished at 8 years. Did we extend? How can we extend?
We gave him 4 more, and look at the harm he has caused.
4 more for Nana.
4 more. I see the harm he has caused all of us.
That one was not extension.
It's the most regrettable 4 years of our time.
Don't say that.
But let's
many
yourself admit it.
Many SHS students have been happy.
So I mean, we will see what happens in the coming days. I mean, we have been informed that the Council of State has received some names consideration for that.
Is your name part of it?
No. So let's see what happens in the coming days.
Very well. Quick thoughts.
Well, I think retirement age once reached. I speak for the youth. The old must make way for the young. So I'm always in support when people retire, when they are supposed to retire. They can be at the background and be helping the institution by way of advice and recommendation. Bosman also, I think technically, in reading the writings on the wall, based on the precious and some of the oration of the NDC whilst in opposition, deems it fit that it appears that his services are not very well needed. And largely, I think that looking at some of the commentary of the current chairman of the NDC, who's moving everything to make sure that the EC body is changed, I think if you can't fight it, you walk away. And I think Bosman, I think he's doing the right thing, and not all fights are necessary. So I commend him, and it's a time to walk away and give it to them and have the presidency make those 2 decisions they want to make. He served this country and he wants to depart well, and I think is in the right order. Dr. Bosman.
I understand why he's so sympathetic to Bosman in speaking of, but that's
I'm not being sympathetic.
That is a member of his party.
I'm not being
it's on record.
His party.
No, it's on record. He's the patron.
Is a patron. Said he will remove
and it's also on record that Bosman is a patron of TESCON on the University of Ghana campus. And to be a patron of TESCON, you cannot be a non-party member to be a patron of TESCON.
I said
there's no such thing and TESCON is not just an ordinary position. TESCON is actually a branch of the NPP.
If the NDC will bring names from the moon to come and occupy these two positions, we are here.
We will consider you.
We
will consider you.
Why do you think these names are likely to come from?
They'll have a shade of NDC.
A
shade of NDC. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you also for staying with us and for your messages. Don't go away. The show continues after this.
I think most people need to know about oral cancer and oral cancer screenings.
So oral cancers are deadly. They come late, which means by the time we're catching them, they're in grade 4 and we lose them. Best way to solve this is to catch them early, so we need to screen them more often. What do you guys do as hygienists?
So usually on the first visit, when our patients come in, we do a visual exam. So we'll palpate your neck, we'll check your lips, your tongue. We'll use a special light called an oral ID to detect abnormal tissues. We're looking for things like red patches, white patches that don't heal.
Normal. But I mean, by the time we realize it's too late. So once the oral ID picks it up, we may have to biopsy and make sure you are clear. And if it comes out good, fine, we're happy. If it doesn't, we start treatment very early.
Important that people are coming in at least every 6 months to get those things checked, especially since there are no symptoms. You may not know something's going on in your mouth until you come in for your dental visit.
Healthy Smile.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 58 Ghana cedis only on DSTV.
Every day, we make choices. Some big, some small.
What would you be doing today? I want this or...
Every day, we make choices. And sometimes, choices that shape our hearts. Hi. Whether it's a long-term or short-term decision. The Lydia Ranger gives you the power to truly decide. With Lydia, you truly decide.
It's time to upgrade your viewing experience with Franco Smart Television. Enjoy full HD and 4K Ultra display for clearer pictures, brighter colors, and smarter features. From our 32-inch screen, perfect for your bedroom, to 55, 65, and massive 100 inches for your living room or office. We've got the perfect size and quality. For retailing and bulk purchasing, call the numbers on the screen or visit our website at www.francotrading.com. You can download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Franco Television, we've got the perfect size for every room. Franco, home of quality television.
June is for business here at City FM and Channel 1 TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the On-Air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026, driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205-973-973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank. The Northern Business Fair 2026. Your market, your connections, your growth.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. From hundreds of entries, only 10 emerged as the 2026 Channel 1 Community Legends.
You're 14 years, you're among people who are...
My name is David Mina Entry, 32.
The someone is from Western North, Sevi Adofa.
We have it that wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 legends, 10 inspiring journeys, one platform. From struggle to success, from purpose to impact. Hear their remarkable stories.
In a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation.
Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. and be inspired by the people changing lives in their communities. Only on Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 Community Legends. Real people, real impact, real inspiration.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, Africa. And good morning to the rest of the world. Welcome to that show that keeps you connected by way of educating, informing, and entertaining you. I am Didi Davis.
I am Philip Nilati, and of course, we are continuing from 1 to 4 and left off with the team to 11 a.m. We'll talk about sanitation issues on the show today. It's becoming a very big problem that has to be dealt with by the government or stakeholders. And also education, road, and all that you need to know in the northern part of this country, so Latuna Kaba area, and all that we're bringing you on the show today. So it's a packed show. Focused on community and things that you need to know, how we can be able to protect our environment and also be able to save the country. But let's remind you that the City Business Festival on Air series is still happening. Yesterday was a beautiful roundtable that had discussions around how we can be able to manage the city in Accra. And the City Business Festival on Air series is actually at 9 a.m. on radio and also at 11 a.m. on TV. Yesterday, we had to bring it to you at 11:30 because of the roundtable discussion that we had. But today, the discussion is on investments made simple, treasury bills, bonds, stocks, and funds. And this actually will be done by Samuel, who is the senior dealer, that is Global Financial Market, Absa Bank, Ghana. You know, Absa is doing this together with us. That is Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. We have the sponsors, Absa, MTN, Zonda Tech, Petra, and of course it's powered by City 97.3 FM and Channel 1 TV. We keep saying that this is a time for you to be part of this business festival on Air series, because you'd want to scale up your business from 1 to 10, from 1 to 50, and 1 to 100, because you wouldn't want to stay at the same level you were in maybe last 2 years, and you would have to move from one stage to the other. So join us at 11 a.m. when we are done with the show. Then we bring you the City Business Festival on Air series. Let's talk a lot of bonds, a lot of stocks, a lot of treasury bills, and a lot of funds. And you know how to do it. Very simple. We also want to talk about the community kickoff. The community kickoff. You know, we are in the World Cup season and we are prioritizing football and all that. So get to know where the gems are actually coming from. The gentlemen or the ladies that we are actually producing in this country. On this show on Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m., we go down to the roots and we bring you that interesting conversation with the gentlemen or the guys down there. I watched one with Bernard Abekwatri from Jamestown.
Yeah.
And you know Jamestown is the hub for boxers.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's also the hub for where you can find the footballers. And you think that they are doing this coast football, they are playing on Bukom Park. Have you been to Bukom Park before?
Yeah.
Hey, Okwashing. So the Bukom Park and all that. So it sort of brings that vibe for you to know that, oh, so this particular player started from this place and that particular player started from this place. Not all of them were born with silver spoons in their mouth. So some of them had to start from somewhere, and they are somewhere today. I can say Benjamin Asare, who is with the Black Stars as the goalkeeper, and he's going to feature in the World Cup games. He came from somewhere, because if you hear Benjamin Asare's story, where he's coming from, Charlie, he's coming from the ground. So kickoff actually gives you the chance to know where these gentlemen are coming from.
And you know, in the episode that aired last week, one of the footballers was asked where he sees himself in future. He says he sees himself as part of the Black Stars. Like the next World Cup, he should be playing in the Black Star squad. But it's a good one. So tune in at 5:30 every Wednesday.
That's Tuesdays, rather.
Tuesdays every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. and catch all the grassroots football. Talk of football. There's World Cup Central.
Yeah.
A lot is happening.
Gives you all the gist.
Oh my goodness.
Some of the teams are doing so well.
I tell you.
Brazil was playing with Morocco. Yesterday was Spain with Cape Verde. And Charlie, the guys didn't come to play. They didn't come to play. So Ghana Black Stars, please, it's better you lace your boot well and prepare yourself for Panama tomorrow, because and you see, we feel Panama is the weakest link in the
never underestimate
in the group stage.
Never underestimate them.
But the way things are going, I think we have to really think well and get things done well, because if we should exit in the group stages, then that means my prayer and fasting has come in. It's in vain. By the way,
did you catch the 40-year-old goalkeeper who? He did so well. He did even though they didn't, get the scores they anticipated, but it's never too late.
It's actually a big stage.
Yeah, it's never too late.
And I like the way people were clapping for the team, the country that faced Germany.
Yeah,
that's Krakow or something. Yeah, and even 7-1, we're giving that acknowledgement. So you can catch more of these exciting conversations on the World Cup Central show on Channel 1 TV every Friday at 3 p.m.
And there's an update on Partey's issue. He will be appearing in the Canadian courts later today, and so let's hope something comes out of it. If nothing happens, I mean, let's just, forget about it. The boys should just go. I saw Asamoah Gyan, some hot jama with the fans. It's beautiful to see him there. It's beautiful to have an older generation,
someone who they actually watch up to. And so you'll be getting gist of just like this on the World Cup Central Fridays at 3 p.m. with Gabi of when he sits with his guests, so they can discuss all the things you need to know from the World Cup. It's getting exciting by the day, and the fact that the games are being played in the evenings, that is where we receive it, in the evenings, it's getting difficult for people to actually follow. But I'm sure the World Cup Central is actually going to break everything down for you to know what exactly is happening in the competition and which countries are actually doing well. The big names, but this morning I think France and Senegal also be meeting, and
later tonight.
That is going to be an exciting one to watch. So
and Ghana will be playing tomorrow. I can't wait to watch that match.
Ghana, Panama.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the World Cup Central information there. Make sure that you tune in Fridays 3 p.m. With Gabi Affairs to sit with his guest.
And then we have our community legends. So far, our top 10 legends have been selected. And in the coming weeks, they will share their stories, their passions, and the remarkable impact they are making within their communities. And so this week, we will step into the world of Mr. Anthony Kujo. He's from Sunyani in the Bono region, and he is coordinating the repair of broken boreholes. He's brought clean, safe drinking water back to families who once walked miles in search of it. We have Hansa Bukari in the northern region, and she is transforming education through culture and passion. She's a teacher and a fierce advocate for literacy, and she has directly supported over 200 students using storytelling rooted in indigenous traditions, bringing learning to life in a way that speaks to the heart. And the youngest of them all, Ina.
Yeah.
She's a climate change advocate. Just 14 years old, and she's using her voice to inspire change in the little way that she can. So tune in to Channel 1 TV on Community Legends and let them take you through their lives, the impact they are making, and whatnot.
Beautiful. So this happens on Wednesdays at 7:30
p.m.
Yes, on
Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. You can catch all of that. Yeah.
So let's talk about the Blankstons. And the Blankstons drama series is actually a drama series we cooked for you here from Channel 1 TV. It's a Channel 1 TV production, The Blankstons, showing every Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. There's a fresh episode there, and I repeat, you get it on Fridays, 11:30 a.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays, 3 p.m., and Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. This is a series we've looked into the home setting or the family setting, and we are bringing you all what you need to know. With the family, with the father being overprotective, with the son being very cunning, the daughter being very strict, and the mother being some way, with the spiritual father also coming in to see what he can talk about, and we did it giving some form of advice. And Tajuddin also there being a very troublesome gate man, right? Yeah, so it tells you that a number of things are happening within this
dramatic family.
Yeah, dramatic family.
Very dramatic.
If you are not able to catch the fresh episode, there are repeats for you that you would want to catch. Of course, Victoria Dogbe is the director who actually led this particular course. So, NASCO, Lizzie Shuto, Out Mosquito Spray, Everpark, Lily Rice are the sponsors for this beautiful drama series we bring to you on your screen. Let's move to Mabre
Nkwanta. Oh my goodness. It's a grappling tale of love, betrayal, mystery, and long buried secrets. And the episode 2 of Mabre Nkwanta. In the episode 2, fear grips the entire community after a mysterious disappearance of Kweku Tando. And as rumors spread and tensions rise, Pa Sako finds himself hunted by a secret from 22 years ago, while his wife, Enosika, begins uncovering shocking clues surrounding her mother's death. So you can visit channel1newsonline.com at the books and literature section and catch the episode 2 of Mabre Nkwanta. It's an amazing online drama series you don't want to miss out on. You would enjoy reading it. Like Philip said the other day, your vocabulary would be improved. If you love literature, then you should read this and enjoy.
GES can actually adopt it and get people to use it in the various schools for literature. So talking about this, we want to talk about the Channel One News app that you would want to download. Very important, because with the Channel One News app, with just a notification, voila, you are good to go. You get the details on your phone, the information, whatever story is trending, whether it's from the presidency, it's from the Rose Ministry, whatever ministry it is, lifestyle, health, and all that. We bring it to you easy on our Channel One News app. Just go to the Google Play Store, like you're saying on the screen. You download and install and open, and voila, we are good to go. It's not really a cumbersome thing. The interface is very friendly, and it's also can be accessed on mobile phones. It's mobile. You can access it there. You can even use it on your laptops and all that. So just make sure that you are downloading the Channel One News app today. Yeah, Dede, let's move straight into the trends.
Yes, straight to the trends.
Interesting ones.
Very interesting. Yesterday, we brought to the attention of our viewers about the UCC student
that very sad one.
Unfortunately was found dead on the beach. Yeah. And there's been an update. The Ghana Police Service have arrested a suspect in relation to the murder. And the suspect is Michael Mensah, aged 39, for the murder of Innocentia Achufui Avino. The suspect was arrested by the IGP's Cyber Vetting and Enforcement Team on 15th June 2026 at about 19:15 hours at the Pedu Lorry Station, Cape Coast, following sustained intelligence-led operations. Preliminary investigation has revealed that on the 11th of June 2026, at about 18:48 hours, the suspect, who claims to be a teacher by profession but also works as a driver, picked the deceased from Ayensu Plaza within the University of Cape Coast Hostel Enclave and took her to Hatchland Beach, where she was last seen. So the investigations are still
ongoing.
Of course, he's innocent.
He's a suspect until proven guilty.
So
so
we'll keep our eyes on that. And then so let's check out the comments on social media, what people are saying about this. Okay, this one is from Ato Kwamina. Well done, Ghana Police, but at this point, I'm convinced the government have started listening to our calls and reading text messages with the help of network carriers. If I was looking into such a case without any probable lead, that's the first thing I would do.
Okay.
Kwekwa Nancy, not your Kwekwa Nancy, but Kwekwa Nancy says, why should you arrest a driver who was doing his job? Let's wait and see, because we all pick drivers to places. Maybe more is hidden and you are not declaring, but arresting a person on this is not enough. That's Kwekwanasi. Mayor of Huti says, good job, Ghana Police. Let the investigations begin. I trust you to get to the bottom of this case. Ebenezer Anani says, let us see his face. How can he be so wicked? Of course, he hasn't been charged yet. Yeah. Investigations are still ongoing, so he's innocent until proven guilty. But kudos to the team, the police team, for launching an investigation into this. Nana Rhyme says, wow, Ghana Police be doing the magic. What an early swift. What have IGP promised his guys that all of a sudden murderer and armed robbers can't hide anymore? Sweet Israel says, let's see what comes out of the arrest of Michael Mensah. But for now, dear, Ghana Police must be commended for the swift response. Albert Akwesi says, there might be more to the case. If he claims he just drove her there, she probably met someone. Okay. Yeah. And that's the final comment on this. So we'll be keeping our tabs on it and bring to viewers what the outcomes would be. So
the Ghana Police Service has actually intensified its security and also surveillance. So if you're out there and you're actually doing something which isn't in line with the law, you would have to be very careful, because definitely the Ghana Police Service will come after you. Like the way they've been able to respond to all our demands on social media. Now they are monitoring. Very swift. With a listing, they know where to go and how to get the information, who to actually target and how to come out with it. Like they said, there's a suspect until proven guilty. We don't know the next thing that the police service is actually going to unravel. Maybe they have an information, but with the first comment that we saw, there is also a way to enter into that. It comes with the Electronic Communications Act. So if this particular side of it states that what you are doing is threatening national security or public order, definitely a police warrant can be gotten and they can be able to retrieve that particular conversation, whatever conversation Innocential has been having with people can actually be traced. Electronic Communications Act 775 or so. So you can be able to get the details of all of that. So that also works in this country. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that, and definitely we will actually be making sure that whatever the Ghana Police Service will definitely unravel. I'm sure they are going to make it public now that they've issued a lot of statements. And when there are big issues, definitely they would have a press conference that is actually going to help. I'm seeing this interesting one that has to do with the virtual engagement proposal. Virtual engagement proposal. And I'm asking myself that, well, it's
technology.
Technology. So it looks like the person is just close to you. So the person tell you, I have to, these moments are very precious moments. So you wouldn't just want to live it out like that. You understand? So the beautiful lady who we understand, which video we put on the screen shortly, was proposed to by a man virtually. In the viral video online, the lady is seen all dressed up on a red carpet with decorations and a "Will you marry me?" inscription, looking all emotional and excited. Oh, you got me emotional. She said yes to her man virtually and wore on herself the ring which was placed in the flower. So that's it. I don't know if there's a video, there's an audio behind. If there is, then let's hear what she's doing.
Adorable, unique person to me, and that's why I chose you. I don't want to do another day without knowing you are my fiancé. Oluwasumisola Atoke Omo Adesina. Will you marry me?
Congratulations!
I want to measure it in anniversaries with you. I don't want to wait until we are in the same zip code to ask for this. I don't want to wait until the next trip or the next perfect moment. The moment is now, because I'm sure. I've never been more sure in my entire life. This is a promise. The original ring is inside the flower. The next flight I book, I want it to be our engagement and later bring my fiancé home. I love you in a way that makes distance feel small. You are a special, and I want to measure it in anniversaries with you. I don't want to horrible, unique person. Horrible, unique person to me, and that's why I chose you. I don't want to do another day without knowing you are my fiancé. Oluwasumisola Atoke Omo Adesina. Will you marry me?
Take your ring. Thank you.
Come home, Nancy. Celebrate.
Yes, baby. Congratulations.
I'm excited for this lady. Technologia.
Jolie, the sweetness of the pudding.
Oh my
is in the
goodness.
eating. If you haven't experienced it before, you don't know how nice it is. And I'm sure, you see, someone will say that fine man, or you cash you. So you see, they're saying that they'll put you on the flights for you to join and all that. But why won't you be excited? You know that the dollar is flowing, or the euros is flowing, or the pounds is flowing. So definitely, you know, you'd have to be very excited. And Charlie, put on the ring immediately and also be officially. Oh, I understand she wanted to hug the TV. Officially confirmed.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm sure there are messages on this, what people are actually saying about this virtual. But I think because we've gotten to the digital age, so these things are expected. My proposal happened over the phone. Oh, wow. On his birthday, I picked up the engagement ring from a commercial bus driver and didn't even know what it was until I got home. We are happily married with 2 kids. Congratulations. There's Yugo Madada. Okay, this one is coming from
Onyinye _joy 3030 says, if the girl come talk no, the guy go just end the call. Of course.
But there's an exit button. Yes, end the call button is there.
Arewa official says, you go just here say, am I the one that put the ring on the finger everywhere? Go first, Blair.
Okay.
Rita _Don says, it's okay to propose over the phone. It happened to me. My man told me his intention, but I never wore a ring till he came down himself. Yeah. Although we have met before he traveled, and when he came back, it was all about me meeting each other's parents and wedding plans. It can work. 18 years and still counting.
Oh, beautiful.
Wishing them well.
Oh, congratulations. That's nice. 18 years.
Chidinma says, almost single people go fit still meet up like this.
Yeah.
Una don they carry this thing go far. Pretty Freshie says, dear future husband, I take God beg you. No triumph at all. This one clearly she would reject it.
Oh, with you Freshie.
No triumph at all. But I am happy for her. You know, distance couldn't stop.
It's not a barrier.
It's not a barrier. I mean, people even get married virtually, so yeah.
And then they stay for a very long time.
Yeah, it's
about
fine.
trust, respect, and also making sure that the person actually knows where your whereabouts. That's accountability. Sort of. Talking about this, we want to move straight to the World Cup issues, and we are seeing this beautiful one coming from Japan fans. And I want to say that this is actually something that has been instilled in them. If you go to most of the Asian countries or most of the developed countries, let me put it that way, they do not take sanitation for granted. Let's check out what the Japanese did after the match.
Keep the good times going. Not at the end of full-time today.
There's a Japanese culture, 来た時よりも美しく, which means like we should be cleaner than we came here. So this is our mindset, and this is very obvious that we are clean up the stadium, and then that will be like make up our good Japanese culture.
Let me ask you, Okokate in Jamestown, Alo in Choco, when you go to the sports stadium and you are done, will you want to clear the stadium like what the Japanese are doing? You see, this is how it piles up and gradually filth will engulf. When you go to Accra Sports Stadium, my dear, there's nothing to write home about. But the gentleman who just spoke mentioned that we would want to do this and that. They're not waiting for the cleaners to come and do it.
And it's part of their tradition. They did same during Qatar 2022.
It's part of them.
It's part of them. It has become part of them. So it has to become part of us.
Charlie, somebody will eat watching and take away and all that, and at the sports stadium he would just leave it like that, or yogurt, or maybe some pie and some. You see what they are doing?
Cleaning up.
I don't know. Maybe in the various schools we can start educating them. But you know, people will say that action speaks louder than words. So the actions of the older ones is what is actually going to influence the younger ones. So they actually will be taught in schools, but if they're not seeing us do it in our various communities, they wouldn't learn it. That is what we're actually facing right now. When landfill site is full, Wejagbawe is having issues with filth. When you go to La Paz, same. You go to a lot of places in the Ashanti region. Yesterday, we saw Aboboya actually
stranded.
It's serious. But let's bring you comments. I'm sure later on the show, you'll delve into the sanitation issues and tell you what Channel 1 TV, Ghana Police Service, NADMO, and also Zoom Lion are doing to ensure that we have a clean environment.
Chen Kwan says the reason why we love to travel to Japan so much, the culture is another level. No matter what, win or lose, they will still keep their culture ongoing. Adiguna says, a huge respect to these fans. They deserve to win the World Cup for cleanliness, discipline, care, and attention to things. I have some Japanese friends, and they are definitely some of the most wonderful people on earth. TBO Touch says, I love this and truly believe the world can learn a lot from the Japanese culture. Leave your space cleaner than you found it. Mr. Njo says, they are disciplined. They teach them during their elementary to clean the classroom, just like Philip mentioned earlier. Japanese are more respectful, big respect. Victor says, any country can win the World Cup, but Japan is a winner of culture. Eddie SNTS says, great culture. Wish more nations had this culture.
Let me ask you, when you were in primary or JHS or SHS, when a teacher wants to punish you, what does he say?
Clean the classroom.
Thank you.
In fact, she would give you all the classes on your block to go and sweep the classroom very neat. Make sure there's no rubber line anywhere, whatnot.
Or weed.
Yeah.
So you see, in our mindset has been, we have this notion that cleaning our environment is punishment.
Yeah.
But these Japanese also see it, or these countries, Asians, they see it to be a way to clean their society, and which should be part and parcel of them.
Yeah.
I'm sure that when you go to China, you'll be excited. You'd want to stay there. You go to other countries that you'd want to stay there. This is how they started.
Singapore. You went to Singapore.
I guess I want to talk about Singapore because sometimes when I watch the videos of what I saw at Singapore, I keep asking myself that, can we do it? Did it when I got to Singapore? Maybe let me tell my Singapore story. When I got to Singapore, I was marveled because it's not like they are using any extra old cars that we are not using here. It's not like they are using they have a better system than ours. A country with a population about 7 million, and they were able to get out of the filth. That place was actually very filthy. And Lee Kuan Yew, who was then the prime minister, actually took up the charge and was like, I was going to lead this. They had a space, or they have a space that is like what we have at Odona. So on both ends of that particular drain, the prime minister then ensured that they will clear these people who stay there, and they've been able to transform the space. The Marina Bay Barrage, if that's right, it's a space that they store flood water. So they have channels beneath the entire country, that when there's flood, the water seeps through beneath the country, gets to Marina Bay Barrage, and they use that water for sanitary stuff. So you are in the hotel, and the water you are using is water that has actually been recycled.
Wow.
Yes. The refuse and everything that is there, they find a way to recycle it. They are estimating that in the next 2 to 3 years, their landfill site, it's not dump site, because landfill is different from land site. Landfill is actually an engineered place. They have a way that they are actually managing that, and they are recycling the waste. So they recycle like 90% of the waste, and just 10% of it goes down, and they use it for other things, and nothing goes waste. The water they are actually transforming had like no impurities, but I'm sure that they just want to keep some minerals in there so that it can help the growth and all that for plants and maybe humans and your systems and all that. They tried getting this down with the young ones, but you see, when you even teach the young ones and they grow, and we are doing a different thing, the young ones will now learn what the older ones are doing. Let's bring it to Ghana. When it's raining, then Ajoko, who is in Lantejangwe, or is in Osu, or is in La, will see the opportunity in there to dump refuse. Because you are putting refuse in the rain, so that the rainwater, so where would the refuse land? At the end of the day, the same refuse will get a gutter or a drain choked. And the water now bounces back to the community. So someone will ask, are we going or we are coming? Because I know very well there's been an article somewhere in 1960 something, 1960s. Flooding in Ghana didn't start now, but we gained our independence in 1957. So are we really working around these things and on all that? But maybe we'll talk about it later on the show. So this is something that has been instilled in the young ones in these countries that we are looking at going, and we are excited about. And it's not like the authorities or leaders are not going there. They are. And they take serious, Singapore, they take serious concern for their sanitation. They don't have, when I bring the boiler to you, I come and pick the boiler from your home, then you pay the vendor. What they do is, it's been centralized. So the waste companies are maybe the northern belt, the middle belt, and the southern belt. There's a waste company, waste management company that is handling the northern belt. There is one that is handling the middle belt and the southern belt. They go and take all these refuse. Then the citizens pay the government. Then the government pays the sanitation or the waste management companies. But in our place, our roads are not even good to even say that they're even going to have the tracks and all that. I've seen tracks of Zoom Lion actually go in a very bad state because they've used it on deplorable roads and all that. So it's a holistic thing, looking at everything that has to be done well in this country for us to manage our sanitation situation. And trust me, it is building up gradually, and it's actually eating us and also swallowing us. Maybe in other regions you not see, but in Greater Accra, it's getting bad. Maybe we should bring you the video of the day, and we'll move straight into our communities, and we'll bring you details of what we have to talk about in terms of education, road, sanitation, and all what we have for you on the show. Let's bring you the video of the day now.
It is a hookah say me put him sana hookah your destination. It is a hookah say me put him sana hookah your destination. It is a hookah say me put him sana hookah your destination. It is a hookah say me put him sana hookah your destination.
So just what I was talking about, bad roads. So you see, tell me you are in Ghana without telling me you are in Ghana. you drive on bad roads, Ashalaja roads, bad. Doblo Gono, bad.
Terrible.
You go to Amamole, bad roads. You go to Santor, bad roads. Even the major roads we have, the fixing is going on, but still they are in deplorable state. By the time you are done, you are paying huge amount of money on your vehicle and your health, and it's also affecting productivity. Charlie, Ghana, we have a lot to do.
Yes, let me tell you a funny story. So yesterday, I joined a friend home, and he had a problem with his car. On the tarred road, everything was fine. Now we were getting to my neighborhood, and I told him, please, you there, let me alight here.
Before you get there, before the vehicle breaks down.
I tell you, before it breaks down. But it shouldn't be so.
It shouldn't be so. But anyway, this is where we find ourselves. We can do it. We can get it better because we don't want to go to Obiman so that at the end of the day will tell us that go back. So
you see the way you were telling the Singapore story so beautifully. I'm just waiting for that day when someone would visit Ghana and go back to their country, go back to their country.
And even when I got to Singapore, the atmosphere, the smell. You know, they have a number of trees, 6 million trees to 7 million population. So but when I came back and I got to Ghana,
vast difference.
Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you issues within our communities, and definitely you want to stay with us here. It's going to be conversational, interactive. The numbers on your screens, and if possible, we could open the phone lines for you to share with us what you make of the sanitation situation in the country and maybe Accra as well.
Hey, Kobe, you are sitting down there feeling very comfortable when some guy called Dixon is taking your sister out on a date.
Daddy, Dixon is a cool guy. And he's cooler than her other friend, Joshua.
Joe what?
Sure.
Hey, don't complete it. What do you guys send these uncomfortable names?
They make coolest friends, like my Nigerian friend called Adegbemi.
Good day, sir. Yeah, look at them. And they are marching too. So, you're the dick. Dixon.
Sir.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Blackson.
Oh, hi, Dixon. How are you doing?
The Blanksons airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and is sponsored by Out Insecticide, Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito, Everpack, and Lily Rice on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
Get Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205-973-973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank. The Northern Business Fair 2026. Your market, your connections, your growth.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. Today on our community segment, we are traveling all the way to the Savannah region, precisely the Garkun community in the Solatuna Kalba municipality. And what are they saying? Farmers within this community say poor road network and dilapidated school building are negatively affecting their livelihoods and the future of their children. The community plays a critical role in Ghana's agricultural sector, and they are calling for urgent government and stakeholder intervention to improve basic infrastructure. Residents say bad roads are making it difficult to transport farm produce to market, while the poor state of the school is affecting teaching and learning conditions. Let's check out this report filed by our very own Christopher Kevin Esima, and when we come back, we'll have a conversation with the authorities.
The journey to Yeyire in the Garku electoral area is far from easy. Deep gullies, rocky stretches, and badly deteriorated roads make access to the community difficult for residents, traders, and transport operators. Yet, Garku remains one of several farming communities contributing significantly to Ghana's agricultural sector through the production of cashew, shea, and other cash crops. While the community seeks to increase agricultural export and encourage local processing, residents say inadequate infrastructure continues to hinder progress. But beyond the challenges of moving crops is an even greater concern: the future of children who live here. Every school day, pupils gather with hopes of securing a brighter future through education. However, the conditions under which they learn tell a troubling story. The community's only school has remained in a state of disrepair for years. A damaged roof, weakened wooden structures, and crumbling classrooms have turned what should be a safe learning environment into a symbol of neglect.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Residents say the school building has been deteriorating for more than 4 years. Constant exposure to rain and harsh weather conditions has worsened the situation, leaving parts of the structure unsafe for both pupils and teachers.
School no say ahia no boso. Ana dia tutu so ahia school quarters so ahia school quarters wo ha. Na teacher for no amode ba ha. Omo ntra ha. Ena ma omo gu school no. Nti adi ahia ye gu school no tutu ni sa de no.
During a visit by Channel One News, another worrying reality emerged. Not a single trained teacher was present at the school. Offices and staff common rooms stood deserted, while cooking utensils meant for the school feeding program lay exposed to elements. In the absence of government-assisted teachers, a community volunteer has become the only person providing supervision and support to the pupils. Despite limited resources, he continues to engage the children while awaiting intervention from education authorities.
Some of the children, they are coming to school because the school has returned. That's what they do, come to school at all again. And now, that I believe that if we make it the school, the parents also permit that I always subject to be a student to be at the school, because they are complaining about the school return. Because the school is not good for them. And we are also praying God that to bless anyone in the office and the children too, and those people that are making the school, and they also subject that and also help them.
For many of the pupils, communication in English remains a challenge. During interaction with Channel One News, several struggled to express themselves in the country's official language. One pupil speaking in Twi appealed for support to improve conditions at the school and enhance their learning environment.
School me school maninje so school so to na e jwana ko fie maninje so kan pese school na menko na school nge kama ka pese ke amun school na school ko mbe bo anaye na office nyina nge na so to e jwana ko fie fam nyina nge ka we nyina ko mu ya anaye bibia. The assembly member for the Gaoku electoral area, Moses Boko Sinre, says the challenges have repeatedly been brought to the attention of the relevant authorities, but little action has been taken despite numerous appeals.
I've written to the assembly several times. I first wrote, I did a follow-up, and even the head teacher also did the same several times. But anytime we complain, it's like they are saying the resources or the funds are not yet there. Yes.
How long has it been this way?
Yes, it has been this way for the past 4 to 5 years. As you can even see, the children didn't even turn up because this rainy season, anytime they come, it is about to rain, they have to go home. So when they get up and see that the weather condition is not good, just like what happens the day before yesterday, it rained from the morning up to somewhere 11, 12. So they just decided maybe today the clouds are forming, it may rain. So that's why maybe even today they didn't turn up.
According to residents, the poor state of the school and the absence of teachers have discouraged some parents from enrolling or retaining their children in school.
First, na kura we omo ye dan no ma na na sa school na say no ti bebe ko Upper West nti ni nyina no na efri sa de no e na ma school no say akura mo ba ya ma hu akura mo wa ha no sa na tie.
These are the children that come today because of farmer cheating. That's why they didn't come today. Or if it is not a farmer cheating, they will come like what today will come. They are not much population. They are 106 population with the school, but they didn't come to school today. Also. That's why I am saying that these are the small children that you have now.
The classroom is disorganized, like the way you have seen it, especially the dry season itself. Sandy, wind, and the place will be scorching, and the children are forced to sit under there. And you cannot force the children. And when it is like that, the classroom concentration is not always there.
While some pupils wait for attention from the lone volunteer, others spend part of the school day fetching water to support meal preparation under the school feeding program. Ghana's constitution guarantees every child the right to free and compulsory basic education and places an obligation on the state to provide educational facilities across the country. Yet in Yire in the Gaoku electoral area, pupils continue to learn in a deteriorating school without the presence of trained teachers.
Kolano, almost you know, now timba. Kura chance kura almost chocolano kura that then I'm by school. Now, it's now almost a more than a chance to done down from now.
Kolano Kotias in a school, in a they go doctor in the Ecobonica and Papa Nacobonica now says, yes, I Kolano so one have you. Or some bad and there's no more.
We only have only 2 professional trained teachers on payroll managing KG1 to P6.
And where are they? I can't find them.
Yes, they are staying at Kalba, as you have seen the nature of the place. So every day they commute with a motor from Kalba to this place. But as I said, this rainy season, it's like once a while, because the teacher will come 2-3 days, the children are not here. The teacher will come today, it is raining, you have to close down the school. And sometimes when they get up, they have to study the weather condition before setting up. So when they get up and realize that the weather condition, there are clouds and other things, they also say that, oh, even when they come, but the rain will destroy their lessons.
What is the distance from Kalba to this place?
The distance from Kalba to this place, approximately about 20 kilometers.
For the people in this school, all they are appealing for is access to quality education, which they shouldn't be denied.
And that has been the plight of students in Garkun in the Sola Tulanaba district. It's sad. It's sad. If this is what is going to happen, we cannot achieve the SDG Goal 4 target by 2030. But we have Kevin Esima in studio to shed more light on this issue. Kevin, you're welcome.
Thank you, Lily.
How do you feel? How did you feel filing this report?
Well, we've been filing a lot of reports here at Channel One TV. As you know, we're telling the stories of communities and touching lives. And there are some reports when we go to file, actually we are not able to even sleep overnight. And this is one of such stories. Myself and my cameraman traveling to this community, we didn't know what we were to meet. We knew that there was a problem. We had to go and unravel what was the situation in that community. And it was a very terrible journey. When I say terrible journey, the road to even the community is very bad. It's a very terrible journey. First of all, you have to travel from Suala, which is the municipal capital, to Tuna, then to Kalba. And between Tuna and Kalba is a rough road. Then when you get to Kalba, you have to then travel to Gaoku. And that's an interesting journey on its own. We're moving basically on paths and some other rocky terrains till we got to the community, as you could see in the story. Then we met this school, and we were lucky. We got there when the students were just gathering. So we got there when the volunteer teacher was just engaging them, and we had to interact with them. But ever since I interacted with the students, I've not felt well, because these are children that sit the same national exams, BEC, with their colleagues. And none of these kids could speak English to me. We tried to interact with them. None of them could speak English. And I asked, because one of them was conducting the assembly. He was telling them what to do and the rest. So I'm confused, because he was speaking English when he was conducting the assembly. Or is that all that he could say in English? Is it just to come in the morning and say, eyes closed, attention at ease? But then when I ask him a question, he can't respond. And these students have to write English. I was shocked. And one student, the whole school, they had to search for somebody who could communicate with me, because the others were speaking Wale. So he could speak Chi. So he was the only one who could speak to me. The rest were all speaking Wale, and English was a barrier for them. And these students have to go and write BC when the time comes. Another touching story was where they keep their utensils that they use for the school feeding program. It was just exposed to the weather. So the caterer later arrived and had to go pick them up and then go sit under a tree, send these same students who should be in school to go and fetch water to come and help with cooking. And the government pays these caterers to cook for these students. Why must students leave classroom to help with cooking? First of all, they have to even go fetch water to come in. It's a story that I just don't understand, and well, that's why we are here at Channel One TV.
Roughly how many children were attending the Jaire school when you visited?
So what we are told is that this is a school with over 100 population.
Okay.
That morning we had less than about 50 that were gathered, and the community gave different reasons. Some say because teachers don't come, some students don't see the need to come to school. And if you see the video, the volunteer teacher was telling them that this is not the entire population, so they should go back home and tell their colleagues to come. And it's sad, because if this is the number that has to come up every morning, and what would be the motivation for teachers to come? We actually didn't meet any teacher there. We tried to find out where they were. We were told they are just 2 and they were not present. And we got there around 8 a.m. There was no teacher present.
Wow.
Looking at the school building, we are in the rainy season. It means that once the rain start coming, the children wouldn't make it to school. Is that the case?
Yes. So what we are told is when it's raining, the students have to go home. They have to close down the school. So if teachers are present and it starts to rain, they have to close for the day. And if it starts to rain in the morning, that means there won't be school that day, because they just can't come. Because we are told the teachers commute 20 kilometers
That's like
to the school.
From the start of this thing, Accra Mall, to the end of
I
the
tell you.
Yeah. And you know, actually, Philip, from Swola, which is the municipal capital, to this community is about 32 kilometers.
Whoa.
Yes, and that's on a rough road, so you might spend more
yeah,
of that to really get there.
Stay here with us, and let's join the DCE for Solar Tuna Kauba, that is Saka Sinkina rather, who is actually joining us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I trust you are doing well, sir.
I'm doing good.
Are you aware of the story we are talking about, so the school situation that we are discussing on the show this morning?
Thank you very much. There are a number of schools in that stage in the district. They are numerous.
Wow. So not only the J-Ray that we are seeing on TV.
No.
Tell us about it.
The educational challenges in the district are numerous, like most other rural communities in the Savannah region.
Tell us about this particular one, what you know about it, and for how long has it been in this deplorable state?
When we assumed office, we took records of all the schools on that state. That is, those who have similar problems of their roofs being taken off, and there are many. That is not the only challenge. We also have the challenge of furniture, and then we also have the challenge of lack of teachers in these schools. And we were looking at what we can do, and we started doing something small. Unfortunately, on our part, the outbreak, when the Beniri conflict broke up, and we couldn't complete a number of them. But few ones have been done, and we are working seriously to see how best we can address the remaining ones.
Wow. What is the plan for the pupils or students of J-Ray? Because this is what we are discussing now. And when is there any timeline to ensure that maybe they have a beautiful, good place for teaching and learning to go on?
Like I stated earlier, there are a number of them, and we are considering hooking some of them into our budget come the mid-year review, hopefully next month. When we are to do the mid-year review, we will put a number of them on stream. As to whether that particular school will be put on stream is another thing, because there, like I said earlier, there are about 6 schools that whenever it rains now, they have to stop going to school. And we are looking at what our budget can support to solve this particular problem.
Help us know the other ones that are not in good shape. Now we know of the J-Ray, and you're saying that there are 6 others. Mention the 6 others for us, and also for how long have these schools been in these deplorable states?
You said how?
The schools. You said there are 6 of them in the area.
About
exactly.
6 or more.
6 or more. So if you can just let us understand which places.
Currently, there is a community called Konkorompe. Konkorompe is in the southern sector of the district. They have similar challenge. If you go to a place called Kong, Kong is in the northern part of the district. They have 2 of their schools also in similar conditions. One is better, but the other one is also similar to this. We also have another community called Dinia. Dinia is in the southern sector. It also has this similar problem. We have another school called JE. JE is also around the Kalba area. There are numerous of them. And even the more challenging one is the lack of personnel, teachers in these schools. We have a number of the schools where you can see primary 6, from P1 to P6, about 1 or 2 teachers minding these schools. And unfortunately, the enclave where you are talking about is an area which was severely affected by the conflict. As a result, the few trained teachers that were there have to take transfer.
Wow.
Some of them, there was nothing we could do about it. Some left the district, and that is making it difficult. And even those who are still in the district, the few teachers there, when you want to take a teacher there, then he doesn't want to go, and you cannot force them. And another factor that is making this teachers not to stay at post in these rural areas is lack of basic facilities like telecommunication network and electricity.
Wow. So virtually, from what you are saying, it's a place that has actually been cut off from what we are in, what people are actually getting in the big cities or in other regions. So how are you preparing these children, from what you know as the DC, how are you preparing these children, i.e. the students, for national exams like BEC?
Like I stated earlier, the entire district, we have a number of schools like that. A number of schools with only one teacher.
Yeah. You have stated that, but
yes.
I want to find out from you, with these challenges that you have, how are you able to prepare BC candidates for BC examination? Let me put it that way.
In collaboration with GES, we will do our best to see how best we can assist them. And not only that particular school, across the district. Those we have identified, like I already told you that we are doing, plans are far advanced to hook some of these schools into our media budget. If you know our system, they need to be captured by the budget, then you'll be able to spend on them. If it is 1 or 2, then we can treat it as emergency. Once there are many, we consciously select some of them as to our financial strength, and then we will resolve them. With regards to the BEC candidate, like I said, I will collaborate with the GES director, with the security supervisor around that area, and we see how best we can prepare them.
Honorable, benevolent individuals are watching, and also organizations are watching. Even the government, i.e. the education minister and the agencies beneath it, are also watching or definitely get this news. Looking at the fact that you are trying to factor this in your budget, how much will you say that a particular school out of the 6 or more, you would actually need for one to actually renovate the facility or get better amenities or better infrastructure for the school for teaching and learning to go on?
It depends on the level of destruction in the school. And my engineers are those who can be able to tell us the figures. Let me also state that our development partners are doing marvelously well. There are a lot of these communities where our development partners are helping. And I still encourage that NGOs and other development partners to come to our aid. We are really suffering.
Have you, so you've made passionate appeal to the developing partners and all that, but have you had a chance of actually visiting the schools with the sector minister, that is schools, with the sector minister, that is Haruna Idrisu, or maybe somebody he says that, okay, go around with the DC or the district education director so that they'll be able to assess the situation proper?
My brother, you know, this question is a bigger question. Haruna Idrisu, or the Minister for Education, has the whole country to govern, or in terms of education. It will be extremely difficult to bring him that level. But what the government is doing is that if you look at our common fund, a lot of resources are given to the various districts to improve upon education and healthcare. And had it not been because of the instability in my district, I believe most of this school would have been done by now. So what I will say is that we are appealing to all individuals living in the district to try and give peace a chance. You see, if there is no peace, even if you put this school infrastructure into order, like you stated, you go there, teachers will not be willing to go there. So we are praying that there should be absolutely peace in the district and all these things. In fact, with the releases we are getting from Common Fund, had it not been the conflict, by now all this, most of them would have been done by now.
Wow.
There is another thing that maybe you might not have taken note of. We are also lacking furniture. Last year we couldn't procure furniture because most of our monies were used on peacekeeping.
Okay. Okay, nice. But as we speak now, the conflict situation has been addressed, I guess, like you made mention earlier. Hello?
Hello?
The conflict situation has been addressed, like you said earlier. Hello?
Well, yes. It's a bit better. It's a bit better as compared to last year. We still have some challenges. That we are trying to address.
Okay.
In fact, we still have a number of security officers present in the district across, who the district family have to take care of. And that goes with resources and other things.
Wow. But Honorable, you speak good English, impeccable English. Did you school in this community or in the Solar area?
My brother, I went to a school where we use shed. Do you know shed grasses to make the classroom?
Wow.
A junior high school, we face challenges like that. Well, but it's normal.
Wow.
In atmosphere, it's normal. The most important thing is to get the human resource first. And with the other ones, you can address them. It is good to go to school in a very conducive atmosphere. But well, when situation like this arises, the most important thing is to get the human resource. Yeah.
Wow. But as we speak now, you are saying that the teachers are actually running away because of the conflict. Now that you've been able to address few of the issues, will you say that you are pleading with these teachers, that the GES teachers, to return to these schools that are in deplorable state, but you'd want them to also help the pupils and the students to learn?
One of the measures we are trying to put in place is we have had discussions with the GES director, and when the opportunity to recruit teachers comes, we should consider individuals who come from these remote areas and who are also qualified and willing to serve in these areas. When that happens and we are able to employ them, we strongly believe that they will be able to stay there to help their younger ones.
But there's also an issue with accommodation, I guess.
My brother, from the onset, I told you that these issues are everywhere, especially in the Savannah region.
That's fine. So I just want to establish that fact that there is also an issue with accommodation for these teachers to stay.
And I'm repeating it. I said these are problems that exist almost every rural community and rural district like my district.
Okay.
The challenges are numerous. For example, people talk of electricity coverage. If you come to Solatona Kalba here, our electricity coverage is one of the lowest in the whole of Ghana. In fact, we have about 296 communities. Out of this, only 35, representing about 14%, have access to electricity.
So the rest are in darkness?
The rest are dark. We are totally about 296 communities. Only 35 communities are connected. The rest are down. So putting it around 14% for the entire district. Meanwhile, in Ghana, maybe people say electricity coverage is around 60-68%. So the challenges, like I stated earlier, are numerous. But as a government, we are doing our best to also see how we can do to resolve those that we have resources for.
Now, before you take leave of us, the roads in your district also in a deplorable state, I guess.
Sure.
Tell us about it.
Most of the roads have been abandoned for a very long time. But when we assume office, a number of them have been worked on. The reality is that because these roads have not been worked on for the past so many years, most of them have deteriorated. But with the help of feeder roads, most of them have been worked on, especially this year. We just paused because of the rainy season, and very soon we will resume, and a lot more will be fixed.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Will you want to end with some final words before you take leave of us, or you are okay?
What I would say is that we are praying for peace in this district.
Okay.
As we speak, we still have our former MP, Honorable Truma, who we have not been able to bury. As a result, a lot of people still have the feeling that there is tension here. But we are working around the clock to resolve it.
Honorable Saka, thank you so much for your time, and we are grateful for actually sharing us what exactly you are doing and how you are monitoring the situation in your district. It says that this actually cuts around across the entire district, and there are schools that are in deplorable state. 293 communities, 35 with electricity, the rest are in darkness, and that is also another big issue there. He also made mention of the roads that are in very bad state, but he said that some of them are being worked upon, but what he made mention of critically is the war or the conflict situation in the area that is actually sacking the teachers away. I'm sure he's the man on the grounds and all that. Chris, when you visited this community and also the Jire school, what exactly were you told? For how long has the school been in such a deplorable state?
Well, Philip, to start with, we know this conflict came up somewhere last year, and we are told that they'll be able to resolve it, and we pray
Not fully, though.
Yeah, we pray that lasting peace comes to the area. But this school has been in this state, from the account of the assemblyman, for 5 years.
5 years.
So this predates the conflict, if we want to even go by that. So that means this school was in this state for 4 years before the conflict arrived.
Yeah.
Wow. So I don't know why the conflict should be used as an excuse, because the school was in this state. If you look at the school building, even the wood is completely destroyed. That means it's been exposed to the weather for so many years. So it predates the conflict. If the conflict is preventing teachers from coming, what has that got to do with the structure? Or are you saying that people come to what?
Maybe
I'm just trying to find out.
Because I think he also mentioned that they've invested more in managing the conflict situation. So maybe it's also
hence the reason why.
Even if we were spending more in the conflict, we know that when there's budgetary allocation, especially with the common fund, they identify specific areas the money should go into. So what is meant for education could not be used to go to feed security personnel deployed to the conflict.
Maybe at this point we want to leave it for
because we know how the budgetary allocations when it's done. You can't use funding meant for another thing, and this is issue of priority. If you see this as a priority, Philip, we're talking of something that has been this way for 5 years. The conflict just came last year. If you want to renovate the school, you could renovate the school whilst trying to deal with a peaceful environment. It has nothing to do with renovating the structure.
Probably maybe you need a peaceful environment for teaching and learning to go on. So you see,
but you need a classroom to even have teaching and learning. Whilst you're solving the problem, you are solving a problem. If the problem is solved, where will they teach? You work on the structure whilst you deal with this. And secondly, he talked about the fact that this is something that goes on frequently in the north. I come from the north, and I even come from municipalities that are poorer. If you look at the index that came, the last time the poorest district was Nabdan. If you go to Nabdan, even though they have bad schools, you won't get this school there. Swala is not a poor municipality. It's not one of the poorest, even that has topped the chart before. And they can't have these schools as an example. And if you want to talk about situation, we have conflict situations elsewhere, but you wouldn't see such a structure. And this cannot be there for 5 years.
So that means the government would have to set up, or whoever is in charge would have to. Did you get a chance to speak to the education? Maybe the Ghana education director.
We on the ground we couldn't get a GS director, but we tried to establish communications with him. He actually is of the view that this was not necessary, and that he's of the view that we didn't need to give the community bad reportage. He's of the view that this was not necessary, so he wouldn't even want to speak to it. And it's also clear from our interaction on phone with him after we did the story that he actually doesn't know the school as GS director. Initially he denied. He said it wasn't within his circuit. Later on he admitted it was in his circuit, but felt that it wasn't necessary because the president...
Are you referring to the GS director in the Solar Tuna?
I actually don't know him. I just got his contact in our line of duty, and he felt that, well, this is bad PR for a region where the president comes from, and it brings a lot of heat to staff.
Do you know where you got his name?
No, he wouldn't tell me his number. I got his number from the presiding member of the community.
So the interesting part is,
the interesting part is the assembly seems to be fully aware of this. The presiding member is up to speed on this development. He aided us to even get the assemblyman, and they are aware of this, but it looks as if authorities are running away from the situation. Like GS director is saying, he doesn't see the need for us to even put up this story because it gives bad PR to a region where the president is coming from, and it gives authorities a bad name. But this should be solved. We can't have schools like this in the 21st century. We can't have schools like this. So look at where they sit. How then would they even catch up with ICT?
Yeah.
And they have to go and write an exam. Look at this school. How many of these kids are we expecting them to get grade 6 to come to pre-sec? And this is a farming community. The whole place is full of cashew trees and shea nuts. So as their parents are contributing to the economy, what is the country contributing back to
I keep
these
asking
kids?
myself, do these big men actually go there to campaign during
The MP for the area, Andrew Dari, were you able to get in touch
So
with
we
him?
tried reaching the MP. We've left him a message on WhatsApp. We've sent him text messages. We've tried calling. It's not connecting. So we don't know whether he's in the country or not. But we're not trying. We try, but we're not getting to him. According to the assemblyman, the MP is aware
of the situation.
The late MP was trying to do something.
Who they say they've not buried yet?
Yes, and that the MP is aware, and that the assembly, and I am saying this because we engage with the presiding member, who is the speaker of the Assembly's Parliament, and the presiding member is fully aware. So if the presiding member is aware, the assembly should be aware. How many midterm budgets have the assembly worked on since the last 5 years?
But it looks like, from what the DC said, this is a normal thing.
That's the impression I'm getting from
You
all that he said.
Because we went there, we are not with them there, so it looks like something new.
But it shouldn't
to
be
us.
normal.
But
That's my problem to say that's
what I'm saying.
normal in the north.
And that is something old or something normal to them. But we need to change our mind on this.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we are not progressing. Because if we really want, and we say education is a key, and we really want to give these pupils, look at beautiful girls, handsome boys, we can even find the next president. Like you said, the president of the day is from the northern region. And we've seen astute ministers and also MPs coming up from the north. If you go to Parliament, for instance, I can tell you without any study, I will do that. The vocal MPs on the floor of Parliament or in Parliament are from the north. Peter Tobu Lanchini, he's a very vocal person. Haruna Idusu, very vocal. Muntaka, also vocal. You go, you speak to Gisal, Dr. Gisal.
Yeah.
Very vocal. He's very brilliant and all that.
And
So-
all these people you mentioned their names will not accept the statement from the DC that this is normal in the north. Like I'm saying, it is not normal. There are situations like this. Even we know if we visit some parts of southern Ghana, we'll get 1 or 2 schools like this. It is never accepted as a normal situation. GES is the Director General of Education watching and listening to this DC to admit why he said that this is normal. It is not normal. And that is why I say that even if you look at the poverty index, the districts that have always topped the chart, if you visit these districts, as poor as they have better schools. This is totally unacceptable and should not be classified as normal. Yes, we know the poverty situation in the north, but that doesn't mean you should say that these are normal. We go through tough situations in the north. I am from the north and I understand the situation. But for this school, is it normal for a whole primary 1 to 6, no student is available to speak English language fluently? Is that normal?
That's worrying.
Is it normal for teachers to be absent from school because of rain? Is it normal for students to be left under the care of a volunteer teacher who has a speech problem? How normal is this?
So I think that the DC has said it, that the conflict situation will have to be dealt with when he's calling for peace. And as the authorities come together for the peace, or for peace to reign in this area, that is the Sola Tuna Kalba area, I also pray that the teachers will be empowered so that they can go there and teach these children. Because if you leave it at that, like what Chris has said, they are not able to express themselves in English. That means eventually they are being left behind. And people are actually doing their own thing. And maybe issues are just, you understand. So I think that it has to be looked at. Yeah, immediately. It has to be looked at. Anyway, so what next? Or there are more coming?
There are more to come.
There are more to come. There are more to come. There are more to come. Okay, we'll be keeping our eyes on it. We actually wanted to speak to other authorities on this particular issue in studio, but unfortunately we've not been able to get through to them. But that's been the report that Christopher Asima from the City Newsroom actually filed, looking at the fact that this particular school is in a very deplorable state. The DC for the Solar Tuna Kauba area, Saka, actually admitted that this has come to the attention, not only this school, there are other schools as well that are also bearing the brunt of whatever is happening in the district, and that should be worked on. Benevolent individuals, we always call on you because the government can't do it all. So organizations will also want to take it up and try and fix schools like this so that people or students can also, that is the pupils and the students can also sit down on proper desks and also get to benefit what we have for them, because definitely at the end of the day, education must go down well for everybody. Freedom. So we have to get the education that we want in this country. Dede, we're going to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break, and when we come back,
sanitation.
Another big problem ongoing. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll delve into that.
Transformation begins long before it's seen. It starts in the mind. What thoughts are shaping your life? Join us on Lifeline as we uncover the power of renewing your mind through God's Word and breaking free from limiting beliefs.
This is Lifeline, where psychology supports theology to let you understand what you go through, to restore your hope, and also help you overcome life's challenge. We are talking about a very interesting subject, how my life will change when I'm able to renew my mind. Throughout scriptures, God talks about the fact that everything begins as a thought. In Romans chapter 12 and 2, the Bible says, "Do not conform to the standards of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Keep your joy, keep your praise. Apostle Paul in prison writes to the Philippians. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 4, he says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again I say, rejoice."
A renewed mind can lead to a transformed life. Lifeline airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt, only on Channel 1 TV.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru-Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru-Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has three legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru-Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Grateful you stayed with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. That was an interesting conversation that Christopher Sima actually visiting the Solatuna Kalba district to bring us that sad story. But we'll be keeping our eyes on it to ensure that the right thing is done. But we promised you that we'll be talking about sanitation in the country. In the second biggest city in Ghana, that is Kumasi, they're having issues with tricycle operators, that's the waste tricycle operators, finding places to dump refuse. Similar in the Greater Accra region, specifically at Malam, that is Weja Bawe area, the tricycle operators are also having an issue with the dumping of refuse. This has led to business owners and residents actually complaining that these tricycle operators are taking over the space on the street. There is a report that we can bring to you now. So let's bring you the report. After, we will speak to the authorities and even some of the tricycle operators to find out exactly what the issue is and how it can be rectified.
As the situation persists, residents and business owners along the Weja McCarthy Hill stretch continue to call on authorities to find an alternative solution to the congestion at the Malam landfill site, which has left hundreds of refuse-laden tricycles parked along the roadside. Many food vendors say the presence of the tricycles, coupled with bad odor and invasion of houseflies, has slowed business activities and driven customers away.
It's very bad, and it's like they don't buy anything. We do sell food here, we don't buy anything, and like the president has to do something about it. This is causing very harmful thing to us. It's like they've blocked the road. When people are coming in to buy something, they can't come. So the president has to do something about it. This is very serious.
Betu wisi ye duane nyina ye tu bebregu. Ye wo fufu a du baby a na asai ne etu egu. 2 weeks in ye duane ye tugu saa ye sra abampanifo. Omo hwe na omo ye mfa baby mfa umai. Esa ball asasu esa so akopi mu anwumre 6 o'clock. Ye nya hwene kwa ntumi ntina outside kwa ngin frama. E ma ne ye nti ye sra abampanifo. Oni MPs no ombo modi anu hwe na omo ye baby mfa umai.
Pacho bola ne de in fact e ha ye pa anapa bia ye ba say ye beton ade a na bola no e besisi ha obi kra de car ba na obe park a in fact ye nya obi omo nya kwan na omo de car na esi okra na omo abeto ye no ma na amaye nti bola ne de e ha ye pa de bia esi asa na awansena no aye ha bebre ya kan ye madam akan anopa bia na omo abe park atete nti omo ntu mfi a omo besi ha che.
The residents are urging authorities to swiftly resolve the situation before their businesses collapse.
And they were calling on the EC and the MP to help and secure things. If they have any pass-by route, you can't stop them doing what they're doing. But if they have any pass-by route, they can use it, or if they can schedule time for the people in the night when things close, people that works close, then they will do their works is okay. So, but what I'm telling you, yesterday I came here to eat. People came here, they will buy food instead to rest, to eat. They will go. All these flies are disturbing. You can't be eating, and especially okra. You know what I mean? So, we're just calling on help so that they can fix the situation. It's too bad for us.
So, and I'm so bold for the chassis and inti. I'm a janitor for form. So, how I may famu. Semester ye man penin say onye bibi mfa homa yen na won pe ba bia e be kra ye bola no said ye be ya e di ye beto yie edamase.
Meanwhile, tricycle operators say they are equally affected by the congestion at the landfill site, insisting they have no alternative place to dispose of the waste they collect.
For days, hundreds of tricycles have been stuck at Oti landfill after machines at the site broke down. Addressing the media during a protest at Oti landfill site in Kumasi, the chairman of the Sanitation Tricycle Waste Collectors, Salim Mohammed, said the challenges have disrupted their work. He noted that domestic and industrial waste have piled up, unable to offload at Oti landfill site for days. He added that the machines at the site are not functioning efficiently and cannot handle the tons of waste arriving arriving daily.
Right now, the problem is a lot. Any day, any time that we come here, we used to sleep here. When we come here, we don't have any confidence now. Today, as I'm talking to you, about where offload the refuse, we sleep. Every day we used to sleep. And it has happened for a long time. So we are pleading to government. Please, we know when he listens, he will deliver. But we have talked a lot. But today is our last conversation with the media to the government. But next time, we not going to the government again. We rather advise ourselves to dump the refuse to the field.
One of the aggrieved operators, Bafo Bempak, said the core challenge is the non-functioning machines at the site and called on government to intervene. He added that the Kumasi mayor gave the site managers a 10-day ultimatum to resolve the situation, but no results were achieved.
And you know the worst problem of it? Anytime we park in here, when you come, either you are engine, you are tie, your gearbox or your fuel, somebody have stolen it. Even they have been stealing machine from this place. So they can't protect our bikes, neither they can help us to offload. So today, with my brothers, am I lying? We are not sleeping here. We are not sleeping here. We are going to offload.
Meanwhile, Mayor of Kumasi, Richard Ofori Ajimambodi, has admitted that the Oti landfill site is full. He revealed that the Kumasi Traditional Council has directed the Assembly to identify a new location for final waste disposal site.
So this week, a lot of officers are going to be on the ground outside of the Greater Kumasi enclave, and we'll see if we'll be able to identify a place. And then once we identify the place, we'll then put it before Mananum and see if we'll be allocated to it. Then we can go start engineering arrangements there to relocate it.
The situation has sparked fears of a possible outbreak of diseases in the region, especially residents living along the Kasi-Kuwait stretch.
So you saw the situations at Oti landfill site in the Ashanti region, Kumasi, and also that at Weja here in the Greater Accra region. That tells you that the issues more than what you're actually seeing, and it goes beyond that. I've seen an article being written, and that is also mentioning that the landfill site, which you know is already filled, it's already full, that the Bundam site is also having issues and all that. So it tells you that the sanitation situation is very bad now, seeping into the communities. People are now complaining about where they are cooking and selling. Mind you, most people depend on food being cooked outside.
Yeah.
But Nelson Ayama is joining us, one of the tricycle, that is a waste tricycle operators. He actually dams in the Greater Accra region, that is Weja and also Teshi and all that. We want to find out from him what information they've received from the individuals or the people who man the various dam sites, and what actually the challenges, because this is something that has stayed there for weeks and even days. Nelson, good morning.
Good morning again.
I trust you're doing well.
Yes, please. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's understand from you, what is the current situation like for you, the tricycle operators?
We are facing the same problem. I was here this morning at Wikapa and the queue is still very long. I'm currently even moving there. That's why I call it sick. So sorry about that.
Nelson, you want to position yourself well. Your line is breaking. If I got you well, you said that the situation is still same. But let's go on. Tell us what exactly you've been told by the individuals that man these dump sites. What exactly they've been telling you, and what a challenge can what the challenge actually is.
Hello?
Hello, Nelson, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
you. Yeah. So I was saying that your line was bad initially, but it's better now. I'm asking you updates of the situation and what the dam site operators have been telling you, or the managers have been telling you to resolve this situation.
I don't get the question right.
So you said you visited the Weja dam site this morning. Okay. Is the situation same? And what are the people who are manning these dam sites telling you, the operators, that the issue would resolve, or they'll be able to resolve the issue within months or weeks, or maybe what kind of period? What was the period that they'll be able to resolve the issue? And how is the issue now like?
It is the same way you came to meet it. We are still dumping there, but it's very slow.
There's a long queue. Right now, there's over 500 motors on the street. I mean, in a queue.
Did you say 500?
Yes, about 500.
That means...
I was here since morning. I was here 6 o'clock. And I'm still here. I've still not even entered the site.
What are the dump site people telling you, which has actually resulted in this? We know you said that...
Okay, this one, you see, where we are dumping currently, we don't get to talk to the management. The people here are only workers. But it's because of the rainfall, the place is not good. So it is delaying the process of dumping. So we are in a queue. I've still not even entered, talk less of getting to talk to someone in the management.
When we filed this report and it was aired, the call was for more dump sites. As a union or an association, or you also being part of the operators, have you received any calls or have you gotten the information that more dump sites will be created for you to be able to go and dump the refuse? And tell us the situation with the places that you've been dumping the refuse in time past.
Okay. Nobody has called me. I've not received any call. But these dumping sites that we are dumping, most of them are unconventional dumping sites. So it is difficult to talk to somebody in the management. And the government and the Ministry of Sanitation, Zoom Lion, they are supposed to be responsible for getting us good dumping sites. I'm talking about transfer stations. The transfer stations, Zoom Lion has the facilities already, but they are not functioning. The facilities are there, but the mechanisms that are supposed to be put in place for it to work, they are the ones that are missing. So we are appealing to them to put those mechanisms in place so that we will be going to the facilities to dump instead of coming to these places. The last time we spoke, the resident here was complaining that this place is a Ramsar site and it is not supposed to be used as a dumping site. That is also one challenge and an issue that has to be addressed. But since the government is not making ear to us, we still have to come here. And even coming here, the challenge is that dumping is very slow and very difficult to dump. That is why the numbers keep increasing. This is the only place. People are coming from Teshi, Nungwa, Labadi, Spintex. This morning I saw some of my colleagues from Spintex who came here. So it's a very challenging situation that government has to give an ear to immediately.
Nelson, typically in a day, how many rounds would you go and dump the refuse?
We go only one, and that one, sometimes when we load, you come and queue here for a very long time. So because of that, if you come here the whole day, you dump, you are not able to go to work. Even people load and pack, and then the next morning they come, so that you'll be able to dump among the first people. You see, when it happens that way, when it's noon already, it's difficult to go to work.
And how much do you charge for picking the refuse and dumping?
Yes, it depends. How much we charge depends on the quantity that you are offered.
Okay,
so yes, it starts from 10 cedis to 100 cedis.
Okay.
Depends on the quantity.
So does it mean that your inability to offload and go back has an effect on how much you're charging now?
Exactly.
So now how much are you charging?
It depends. Okay, let's take it from a bin. A bin, for instance, the 240-liter bin, we used to charge 40 cedis. But now we are compelled to charge between 50 to 70 cedis, depending on the weight. Because we are coming from a very far place. I'm talking about coming from Spintex, Nungwa, Teshi, riding all that weight, about 500 kilograms of weight, 500 to 1,000 kilograms of weight, through the motorway to Malam. That is Weja Bawe municipality. That is a very long distance. And our tricycles are single-cylinder engines that are not eligible for such load and journey. So the government should get us places that are close to our areas of operation, so that when we load, we will not be compelled to travel a long distance to go and dump.
Nelson, are your members under a union or an association?
Yes, we are under a union.
What is your next line of action? Since this seems to have persisted for a very long time.
This morning, some of my colleagues were saying that we have to go on strike. We have to go on strike, 1 week strike, so that when we don't work for a week, the society, the government, and everyone will see the impact of our operation, so that they will be able to take a swift action towards this situation. Because we've been speaking for a very long time now. It's been 7 years. It was since 2019 you came to interview us on this same issue, and this same issue is still here, and it's even more escalating now.
So with the plan you have now, how soon will you be embarking on this strike? And if I also want to add, how will this strike bite hard, and how will it affect people or the citizenry?
As for the time, we are yet to decide exactly when we are going to hold that that campaign. But the impact is going to be massive. If we don't work for just a week, it will be a big problem for people in the community. But you won't get a place to dump your refuse. People will be compelled to litter uncontrollably.
Wow. Nelson, let's understand from you again. The demands from you, let's outline them. What exactly are you asking for that should be done by the government in terms of the sanitation situation in this country?
Okay, we need transfer stations. Mostly, this waste management thing is run by us. Majority of the waste being generated in this country, specifically Accra, is carried away by these tricycle waste operators, which, is undermined. People don't see the relevance of our operation that much. So they are not even seeing the need to give us the support. So they should get us transfer stations. Since we cannot travel far to them, get us transfer stations, get trailers that will be transporting the waste from the transfer stations to the various landfills that are far away from us.
Wow. So if these things are not provided, like they've not been provided some 6 years ago after I interviewed you and the situation was still the same, what will be your prediction as a waste tricycle operator that will happen in the near future if the demands you are making are not sort of met, or they are not provided, or they are not fulfilled?
Like I mentioned earlier, this place is a lumber site that is being filled. And it's eventually getting full. That is why we are getting, the situation is getting worse. So imagine this place is full and we are not getting a place to dump. It will be more challenging because maybe in a year time, this place will get full. When it gets full, I'm just wondering where we are now going to dump the refuse.
Nelson, thank you so much for your time. Nelson Ayama is West a tricycle operator, and he has actually spoken to us extensively what is happening at Weija. But we have seen videos of the situation on social media. Almost every person who uses that stretch is complaining. You can join us with your thoughts, submissions, and comment on this. How you think that these situations can actually be addressed immediately by the government. What you also make of the waste management situation in this country as a citizen. What you think that can be done right. How this is having a toll on you, because we understand that the people who ply their trade around the Weija land dump site are complaining. And to me, I think their complaints are valid, because I wouldn't want to stay in a community where the stench emanating from that particular dump site is very is bad to the extent that I wouldn't be able to inhale good or fresh air. But we have Ama Ufori, who is an environmental consultant. Earlier, we know she's with Environmental Service Providers Association. Want to find out. Okay, that's the Executive Secretary for ES. That's ESPA. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and we are grateful for joining us on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. What has been the information you've gathered on this particular situation concerning what is happening at Weija and other parts of the country, i.e. Kumasi as well?
Thank you. As you all know, the situation of sanitation, should be dear to every country. It should be one of the priorities of every nation because of its benefits, the health impacts, promoting tourism and what have you. So when it comes to waste management or our sector, it is a science, and more often than not, when we are educating people to understand, all that they keep looking at is the financials. But again, if we do not get the systems right, if we are not able to manage the value chain from the point of generation to treatment, haulage, and final disposal site. If the value chain is not done properly, and then we do not have the systems in place, obviously this is what will happen. So currently, as we speak, the informal sector are dumping at an illegal dump site. In the first place, where they are dumping is illegal. Secondly, that is even around site is the wetlands that's supposed to, in a way, help with the flow of water when it rains, and it's also serve other purposes to protect the environment, especially during winter when the birds also come in. Right now, it is the Ramsar site that is being filled with the waste. It's like the land is being reclaimed, sort of, which is very dangerous to the environment, the vicinity. And as if all that is not enough, even the leachate, that's the poisonous substance that comes from the waste, the water. There's no leachate management as we speak now. There's no fumigation. I know gradually it is the leveling is done to ensure that even accessibility to the place is even not even good. So currently as we speak, what is happening is very dangerous. We are sitting on a time bomb, and it is not good. What is the best practice? The best practice is for us to dispose of our waste scientifically and then engineerly. Like we have to dispose of our waste at the engineered landfill sites or at designated transfer stations or at designated managed properly dump sites.
Beautiful.
So currently what we are experiencing is very dangerous. And we are all witness to the floods that have happened. We've had floods, we have heavy rains, but you would attest to the fact that everything that you see going is waste. What has happened? We do not have the waste infrastructures that we have to have in place to support the system. Currently, landfills is a big challenge. Transfer stations are a big challenge. They don't have any place to dump, so that is why they are dumping there. Meanwhile, that is also not the right thing for us to do as a nation. So what do we do? That's a big question. And this is where the private service providers come in to support the system. And I keep telling Ghanaians, when it comes to waste management, it's a capital-intensive venture. So if indeed government is committed, which they have done it in the past, and they should have continued, I don't think all the gains that have been sustained, we should have gone back to square one and then be going around again in circles to now start all over. So we should put in the systems, let our institutions work, enforce our laws so that we can have Ghana going. This is not about individuals, it's about the nation as a whole. So let's prioritize the sector.
Okay. Ama, thank you so much for your time. Ama Ofori is the executive director of ESPA. We will try very hard and bring her in
on Friday
so that we can have an extensive conversation on this, so that they will tell us the challenges they are facing and all that. It's been an exciting one.
But Philip, I'm worried because we saw a video where a tricycle operator was dumping his refuse in the drains. And so I'm forced to think that if these tricycle operators are unable to offload, now mind you, they have to offload and go back for refuse. So if they are unable to offload, it means that some may be forced to engage in the acts as we saw in the video.
Sad. We'll be keeping our eyes on this and we'll bring you updates on these things that are happening within our communities and also in the country. Mind you, sanitation is very important and the country must make sure that the sanitation issues are really given some attention. I am Philip Nielate.
And I am Dede Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next is the City Business Festival on Air series. Do enjoy.
The Friday is set.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports. From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi. We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
Kaleda, you two guys, we love you all, yeah. You guys be hard guys, because see, before we go sign in, we had almost more than 200.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
It's Don't Call Me time.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive. Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205 973 973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank. The Northern Business Fair 2026. Your market, your connections, your growth.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. From hundreds of entries, only 10 emerged as the 2026 Channel One Community Legends.
You're 14 years. You're among people who are.
My name is David entry 32.
The someone is from Western North. Sevi Adofa.
We have it that wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 legends, 10 inspiring journeys, one platform. From struggle to success, from purpose to impact. Hear their remarkable stories.
In a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation.
Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. and be inspired by the people changing lives in their communities. Only on Channel One TV. Channel One Community Legends. Real people, real impact, real inspiration.